But because somebody done said phase one is an agent, now that's their reality. They need that same person who calling me an agent might have needed to put their hands on the books. They might have needed to hear the tones. They might have needed it. But because they listen to some demon who we don't know who he is or who sent him, because they listening to him, now they done decided over it. But they don't know that the whole time they listening to him, he ain't giving them nothing. He wasting time. The nigga been locked up and said, I got a lecture for y'all. And the lecture was for him to tell about how people lying about him. You been locked up, and the best degree you can offer people is niggas lying on me out there. And the CIA sent them. And you supposed to be so advanced. You can't give me 3 days in jail and me not coming out with something. He been locked up for years. He should have books out here. He should have doctrine
boy been locked up for a little minute, man.
Yeah, bro. You know niggas can write books in jail?
Yeah.
Niggas
I've been in jail.
Whole projects running out here, flooding the internet of shit that's mind-blowing. Nope. Niggas got time to be like, let me do a phone call to talk about this nigga.
What's your passion? I see some of your videos. Like, why you think they hire history and shit like that for real? Like,
you said what?
Why you think they really like hire our history like that for real?
Who history?
Like the American history for the black people.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you. All that's fake. There is no American history for the black people. The black people don't exist. America itself is known as a melting pot. It's just another way of saying a whole bunch of genes and races of people is mixed here. There is no one history for quote unquote black people. Anybody selling that, that's fake. That's why I said F black history, because it's fake. It's made up.
So all the shit with the Moors and people saying shit about the Moors.
The stuff with them. Okay, that's another thing. Now the F Black History song is a shout out to the Moors. It's a shout out to those who may have Native American or indigenous ancestry, but that's not everybody. And just because somebody claiming that they are Moor, don't mean they are Moor. It's one of the things you can claim. It's just like claiming NOI, Nation of Islam. It's just like claiming Hebrew Israelite. When people say they're Israelites, they don't know whether or not they actually are related to Jacob. All right, they don't know whether or not the story is true. They believe the story is true. They say, I go based off the text. Okay, they could have lied. If you say, no, they couldn't have, how I'm going to argue you? You don't even know there's a possibility that niggas lie. How I'm going to argue? I got to respect your belief. Your belief is you're related to somebody named Israel, all right, thousands of years ago. I say, how do you know? He said, because the Bible tells me so. And how you know they're even talking to you particularly? Your ancestry could date back to Europe, because that's how ancestry worked. You could be looking at somebody that's darker than me, and they got 3 generations ago, white people all in their family. But just because one melanin dominant person mixed into their family and started dating only black people after that, now you here and you thinking our ancestors, your ancestors could have owned slaves. Your ancestors could have been white slave owners. That's how this worked. So anybody going around talking about we this, our this, unless it's just for the sake of the conversation, even still, the sake of the conversation gonna have to start shifting. And why they nervous about me? Because all them people that's out there pushing certain agendas, they gonna have to say, hey, he right.
So what's your agenda to push? I mean, I'm just curious, bro.
My agenda, yeah, you know, it's good that you asked that, because everybody has an agenda. I don't have one agenda. I got many agendas. One of my agendas is for people to do what I'm doing. So when they see me doing, they actually start doing it themselves, which is question everything and don't believe anything. That's one of my agendas. I want people to question shit. I want people to look and say, that shit don't make no sense to me. You see, it might make sense to the people over there, but to me, this ain't adding up. I want people to look and say, wait a minute, why y'all dodging this nigga phase one? Because of the shit he's saying, but y'all steady collaborating with everybody over there in that community. Why y'all dodging him? Nobody don't even want to go on no platform or none of that. Y'all running from him. You won't even say his name, and if you do, you just call him an agent, but you ain't able to.
Like certain people won't keep it 100 with you, bro. Like I told you, I just watch a bunch of shit, and then certain motherfuckers like resonate with me. Certain people don't. Like the one boy, Unc. Like I just feel like he just kind of throwed off like to me. The other boy, I was listening to Big Homie CC. Like I just see different people that pops up. You know what I mean? Certain shit makes sense, and certain shit don't make sense to me. You see what I'm saying? Like
I gotta tell you this, bro. I don't know, man. It's just I got thrown into this shit. I want to get this clear. None of them are on my level. Simple. Let me show you something. Nobody is on his level. Malachi York. Nobody on his level. This plaque came from the land he had that they destroyed in 2005. I got the actual plaque. Nobody is on his level. But none of these niggas is on my level, bro. When
So
you
you
mentioning
nation?
people,
Are you? Ain't he when he in NOA? I mean NOI.
he was no one thing. He did everything. He everything. Nubian, Islamic, Hebrew, ancient Egyptian order, ancient mystic order, Melchizedek, which the ancient Egyptian stuff, the Islamic stuff, Islam in its pristine purity, Sufi Islam, Sufi cosmology, you know, everything, the scientific community, astrology, lunar astrology, solar biology, sacred wisdom of Tahuti. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anything you pick, the Reverend Dr. Malachi York for Christian, he had the ancient Egyptian church of Keres. Keres meaning Christ, representing that word in ancient Egypt. He found it for people. Like, he did everything and taught everything. So when you hear me speaking about everything, I'm telling you, they're not on my level. I'll be like, okay, I don't know how else to say it. This is not even ego. This is real. If they saying I'm just playing and making it up, tell them stop running in. I told everybody, tell Rashad Jamal we can do a phone call. Shut all that down. All them Billy Carsons, the rest of them who playing these games, why they running there? Tell them, y'all talk to each other.
Yeah, they say he is a plant too, bro. I heard that too.
Niggas
I
don't
used
be
to like
knowing
Billy
who
Carson. I
plants.
used to like I used to like Billy Carson.
Billy, what? Okay, why?
I mean, I used to like some of the shit that I used to talk. Like I said, bro, it like certain shit I like. I'm the type of person I believe in aliens. So I believe in certain shit. So it's like when I watch other people that believe in that shit, it kind of like I like it. You feel what I'm saying?
I can't
So
even say nothing. You want to know why?
why?
Because you said you believe in it. Like, people have to understand. Some people be trying to talk about it like they know, but in all actuality, they believe in it. So I
Yeah,
can't say nothing
I
about you
can't
believing
say
it.
I'm 100% sure, but at the same time, I honestly feel like it's a lot of shit that's just hitting. So, you know what I mean? People that's actually like, I'm Muslim too. So for me, like, Islam teaches us to seek knowledge. So, watching other people, it's like an inspiration. You see what I'm saying? It inspired me to want to learn more.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? So eventually, you know what I mean, you can start weeding out certain motherfuckers that you know. Like I believe like in industry, it's industry plans. You see what I'm saying? Like I believe they put certain people in position for them to fuck with the masses. I believe that. So I believe I'm certain it's, you know what I mean? I'm not saying you won. I'm not saying he won. I don't know. But eventually that shit it's gonna weed motherfuckers out. You come from the mud, you gonna know who real, who not real. You see what I'm saying? That shit it's going to eventually it's going to show face. You gotta show face. So you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like I said, my beliefs is that until I'm proven wrong, yeah, I believe in aliens. Yeah, I believe it's a lot of shit that's hitting. I believe they lie about a lot of shit. I don't believe shit the media say. You see what I'm saying? But again, I have no problem with, being a person that sits back and that's willing to learn and absorb shit.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I heard this song, that shit resonated with me. Hey, I hit that follow button. I want to see what Bull about. I want to see more. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. I want to see more. I want to see what you know. What I mean, what's your message about? What you trying to bring and what you trying to enlighten people on? You see what I'm saying? What's your message? And you know what I mean, the other different people that's talking about different things. And again, like I said, at the end of the day, eventually people is going to start weeding certain people out, where they eventually they're not going to show face.
Mm.
So
All right. Well, what question you got for me then?
I mean, I just like I said, I know about you saying something about your book. I just want to know what's real. Like, what kind of knowledge you got? You feel what I'm saying? What kind of knowledge are you willing to share?
What kind of questions you got? That's,
Bro, every
when you get to certain levels, It's based on what questions you ask. If you come here asking me questions about Christianity, Islam, you're going to get Christianity, Islam answers. You start asking me about unseen degrees, you're going to get unseen degrees answers. It depends on what are you going to ask? What's your question?
Man, bro, I can't
What do you want
listen.
to know? When you take a deep breath, what you really want to know?
I mean, I look at when I look at certain things, like I said, like when they like me, I took Shahada, so Islam when it comes to religion, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I want to know what's real and what's fake. I want to know, you know what I mean, what's really hitting and what's not hitting. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to just, I ain't the type of person, just stagnant. Like I want to know everything. The same everything you just said. Those questions I want to know. I want to know
Why did you
what's
take
about.
Shahada?
Um, certain things, when it came, I grew up Christian. So when I grew up Christian, certain things in the Bible just ain't sit right with me. You know what I mean? Like I just think like when it came to like, I feel like Islam gave me more of a breakdown.
Okay. What in the Bible didn't sit right?
Like when it said like Jesus is the only son of God, I don't believe that. Um, you know, uh, how Jesus is depicted. It don't fit. Like it just don't fit. You feel what I'm saying? How they say like slave, like I told you, even as a young boy, like as a kid growing up in school, I hated history. I feel like that shit was bullshit.
So what
Now,
changed? What changed when you took Shahada?
um, personally, how can I say this? I mean, I became more open. Became more calm. You know, I became more enlightened. So now I'm on a part of my journey in my life where it's all about what fits and what don't fit. You see what I'm saying? So I'm in that part of my life where, and another thing is like even when I was a kid and when I was in church, like they deemed me like a prophet. You see what I'm saying? I ain't believe that shit, bro. So like I
Are
said, like
you still Muslim?
yeah, I'm Muslim.
You speak Arabic?
No, I don't.
Okay. Are you going to learn?
Yeah, I mean I know the alphabet.
No, you're going to learn the language.
Yeah, I want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I want.
You know what an ilah is? An ilah?
I read about it. That mean God, right?
Oh, yeah, it does. It means a deity. Allah is like saying the one source, the one when you took Shahada, you were saying Allah is alone with no partners, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So there's no one that's supposed to have the status or the degree level of Allah. And then you have what's referred to as alihat, all right, or those who are deities who walk amongst the human beings or in different planes, because Allah is Lord of many worlds. But these were not to be worshipped. Same thing they said in the Bible. He said, "Thou shalt have no other what gods before me." Correct. Reason why I'm
Yes.
asking this. Okay, who are Amalaika?
The angels.
The angels. Correct. All right. Are the angels from Earth?
No.
So then those are aliens. Your book, Al Quran, the recitation, teaches you about extraterrestrials. You
Yeah,
know
I
that.
mean, I know one ayat states that, it's a blessing. The Lord says in the ayat, it's a blessing if we get to meet his other creatures in our lifetime.
You see?
Yeah.
Okay, wasn't Jibril, the Amalek of Jibril, the angel Gabriel, wasn't he an extraterrestrial, not from Earth, that came down?
Yeah, an angel. Yeah.
Okay, so then blessed be who? Rasulullah or Rasulullah Muhammad alayhi salam,
Yeah.
right? Okay, Muhammad met, peace be upon him, an angel, which means he met an extraterrestrial. And so did Moses or any other person or people who were written in these stories to have encountered angels or angels of the Lord. Have you ever met an angel?
No,
How would you know?
I don't.
That's the right answer. So, okay, look at it this way. When you ask me what my message is, I'm showing you my message. You already Muslim. You found your way to a degree. I got the Quran in my office. You found your way to a degree. You supposed to be looking at anything you can find out to be true in that particular degree that you have as a book. When in all actuality, you notice it wasn't even supposed to be written down as a book. It was supposed to be passed on orally as a recitation. You see that? When they wrote it down, it became a whole other situation. And they started switching it up. You got translations, Sahih International, all of that. And then you got commentary, hadith, and tafsir all over the place. But the truth is, it's an extraterrestrial story. It starts off with an extraterrestrial coming in and giving Muhammad alayhi salam a book, or not even a book, a recitation, speaking to him. Because remember, he said, I'm not a reader, according to what was being expressed.
I'm not to cut you off, but you know what, bro? That's exactly what I was trying to say to you in the beginning. Islam teaches knowledge. Allah says to go seek knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that I do, like I was listening to another person. He was talking about the shaitan, the devil's dad. And you know what I mean? Certain things I was just sitting back and I'm like, how do this fit Islam? Because I believe Islam is the true religion.
Right.
I honestly do. I honestly do. So, you know, like I said, so I'm listening to you. I just want to tell
I'm
you
listening to
that.
what you're saying.
Yeah, like
what about the devil part when he was saying that?
I can't even think the dude's name, man. It's Yaba. It's Yo Bath or something. It got Bath at the end or something like that. He's supposed to be like a lion with a dragon, a lion head and a dragon body.
What was he talking about?
He was basically talking about how I think wisdom is Lilith. And basically Lilith and her counterpart is two different parts, and she created him because she wanted to create the perfect deity or something like that. But you know what I mean? Like I said, I haven't really gotten to that deep into that part of it. You know what I mean? Like I
Because
said,
all they have for you and the people is esoteric stories. Ask them what's going on now. Who's God on earth now? Where are the extraterrestrials now? Where are the Ilmu Tajassida now? Where are the incarnates now? Where are the avatars now? You know, who's receiving inspiration from the divine now? And show us, prove it.
yeah.
All this other stuff is just esoterics. Lilith. What is my Lilith? The one who was belonging to the night? That story is old. What's the story happening now? What's the now story? You see? Who can show us the degrees that are to be achieved now and obtained now? Where can I look and see the angels? Where are they at now? Don't tell me about just the chariots back then. What are the chariots now? They're called UFOs. How do we know who was amongst us? We got to test their spirit. You came in and said, so you saying Rashad a liar or Jamal a liar? I said, let me pull you up here and let me talk to you. You don't see any of them doing that because they nervous to have their spirit tested. You see? And then they'll play other games to get people to deflect or not see what's happening in real time when we shutting the illusion down. Say, he wearing shades. I always wear shades. But then sometimes you will see me without shades. Now deal with what I'm saying, the words that are coming out of my mouth. Deal with that. And they can't deal with that. But they don't want their spirit tested. I let people test my spirit all the time. You could have came up on here and read me for complete filth. These people are afraid of that happening to them. And when they see phase one come in, that's what they think is about to happen. Or when they see phase one call them up, they think that's about to happen. That this one has shown over and over again that he can stand right there in the center and say, I know who you are.
So you Muslim too?
No, I've been Muslim before.
You not Muslim no more?
I can be. It's not a state that I stay in. But I can be Muslim right now. Assalamu alaikum, akhi.
Wa alaikum salam.
Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
You ain't even give me salam back.
I did. I said wa alaikum salam.
Oh, okay. I could.
Yeah.
Yeah. We Muslim right now. You made salat today?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm tripping because I ain't make salat today. You see, I can be Muslim because I have the Muslim degree. I can put on a thawb right now or call on my peoples and get a jalabiyah, and I'll go and pray with you and make salat with you. You see, face the proper direction, do the prayer. Okay, I'll speak to you. Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam, whatever that. We'll have a conversation. We'll read Al Quran. We'll study. We'll go through every surah, every ayah, and break it down and figure out how we can make sure we're on Sirat al-Mustaqim, make sure we're on the straight and narrow path, or actually observing the deen. And then we need to be of the mu'mineen at that point, al-mu'mineen, the believers, not al-kafirun, those who know the truth and conceal and don't want the truth to be told. Okay, well then we're waiting on a very specific day and time. Right now, we're either observing and inside of the inner workings of Yawmul Din or Yawmul Qiyamah, or both, right? Because it could be phasing. That means we need to be looking for who the Mahdi is, Al-Mahdi. And we need to be looking for Al-Masih, and then we need to be looking for who? The Antichrist, referred to as who?
And that's crazy that you just said that, because somebody tried to tell me that. Now I seen somebody try to write talking about not Malachi York, the other dude from the Nation of Islam, and he was saying he the mighty, and I'm like, nah, bro, like that don't even make sense, because the Euphrates River is starting to now dry up, and you see them picking the gold, like you can see that prophecy is starting to come.
You talking about Fard Muhammad?
Yeah, Lord,
that he's the Mahdi.
What they said now, was it? They was trying to say, what's the one that came before Louis Farrakhan? Was it Louis Farrakhan first?
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
they say he's the Mahdi.
Yeah, and I was like, I just and somebody else correct him. I just ain't never say nothing, but I know like the prophecy about the Euphrates River that's drying up, and you know the Mahdi supposed to come then after the Euphrates River started to dry up around that time, and you can see it drying up. You can see them talking about picking the gold and stuff now.
Okay. Now, when the Mahdi comes, who's supposed to be with him?
The army, I think, and then the Jal supposed to come after that.
Isa's supposed to come.
Yeah.
Okay. Imam Isa already arrived. Who is Isa? We already have Imam Isa is Dr. Malachi York. Imam Isa arrived in 1945 and arrived on the scene around the late 1960s, 1970, early 1970s. Okay, we already had Isa come, but they denied him. He's a stone that the builders refused. So even if they say he's a Mahdi, then where's Isa? That's what we need to be asking them. If the Mahdi has arrived, where's Isa? You see? It's all this stuff. Look, notice what I just showed you, though. You said, am I Muslim? I said, I can be. We could be Muslim tomorrow. And then somebody else going to say, can I pray with you? I say, yeah, pray with me. Or can I pray for you? Go ahead, pray for me. They say, in the name of Jesus, da, 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 da. At the end, I'll say, amen.
Yeah.
Right? Then the Hebrew Israelite might be like, yo, man, I want you to come and visit the temple, man. I'll say, all right, okay, Shabbat Shalom. Let's do it. And I'll be a Hebrew Israelite. If that means I'll be able to get them to the table. The spiritual people might say, Ashe. I say, in back of my head, I'm like, they don't know what that means. But I'll say, it's Ashe. And then we'll talk about crystals and, you know what I mean, the ancestors and divinity. If that means I can get them to the table. Then the scientists want to talk to me about quantum mechanics and physics and astrophysics and all this other stuff, chemistry and all that. We'll sit and talk about all of the inner workings of that. If that means I can get them to the table. The Nation of Islam might want to talk to me about the lessons and all that, and who Fard is, and you know who the minister is, and the will, and the battle of the sky, and Armageddon, and all that stuff, and the Swan Song, and the Savior's Day, and other. Okay, I'll sit with them and talk to them and buy their bean pie and build with them. If that means I can get them to the table, right? The Hindus might want to talk to me about Lord Krishna, the Gita, the Vedas, all of that. We talk about who Buddha is, Siddhartha, okay, all of the different stories from off planet to interplanetary, when they were coming from different worlds and having wars and all this other stuff, and Shiva and how he got here, Adiyogi Shiva, and who was there, the Saptarishis, and how they got the religion they have now, Ganesha, all of that. If that means I can get them to the table. And the whole world could be watching me do this and be like, who is he? And I'll be like, I'm traveling. You don't see me traveling? I'm a traveler. I'm seeking. You don't see me seeking? I'm a seeker. Don't attempt to put me in a box, because that's the issue. These people over here in the box only want to eat with one another. These people over here in this box only want to eat with one another. These people over here in this box only want to eat with one another. Who has the ability to walk and talk and actually take on the form of being around this person? I'm not going to fake pray with you. I'm going to really pray with you. It's going to confuse the dumbfounded, but I'm going to actually pray with you. No, I want to turn to the Bible for real. But did you think the Jehovah's Witness came to my door? They knocking. The sister's asking, should we let him in? I say, yeah, what y'all waiting on? Let him in. Those are angels. They got a message for us. Jehovah's Witness come to your door, let them in. You see? And we sitting and we talking and we enriching each other. I know way more about their degree than they do. But I'm not there to show them I know way more. I got real questions for where they are, how they're doing, how far they're going, and where do they think it's going from there.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then they can come to the table. Now, the challenge is when you get all these people at that table right there. Here go the table right here. When you get everybody at the table, the challenge is stopping them from tearing each other apart limb from limb because they don't agree with how each other's eating.
Facts.
One person want to eat with a fork. One person want to eat with their hands because it's their custom to do so. One person want to eat with a spoon. One person want to eat with chopsticks. It's like all of y'all have to eat. Do you see that?
So out of your whole journey, out of your whole journey, and you know, out of your journey, out of different things that you have knowledge of, what things actually truly resonate with you more? Like, you know, that's why I'd rather pick your brain. Like, I want to pick your brain. What resonates with you more? You got like a lot of M. So if you got a lot of knowledge, I want to see what your knowledge is truly about. You see what I'm saying? What's your belief system?
I don't have a belief system. What resonates with me is that somehow in the span of time I was born and I have the ability to do what I'm doing now. So it matters. I'm 27 years old. I was birthed into a Nuwaubian community under Nuwaubu, learning the sciences of all of this. That's what this is. People say, what is Nuwaubu? I'm showing you what Nuwaubu is. You can't fake it. Like I tell people, they be thinking I'm AI. They think there's no AI around here. There's no computer, no other computer, no nothing. There go my cup right there. I don't have no other device. Ain't nothing sitting in my lap. Here go my other hand. But they be swearing that I'm looking up everything I'm saying. I say, you don't know how much of a compliment that is. You're saying I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to show that that's what we can do, and people can get along while doing it. There's a lot of people in this live that come from different backgrounds. And there's, like you said, you're Muslim right now. You ain't get off the phone because I'm not Muslim. Something telling you to listen. Well, some people, they be so deep in their religion, they can't even hear nothing else.
Yeah, nah, bro, because I just, like I said, at the end of the day, Islam say knowledge, seek M. So at the end of the day, like, bro, you don't never know, like you just said out your mouth, what you can bring to me. You see what I'm saying? I don't know, you know what I mean, what your message may do for me in my future. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the day, like, my goal in my life is to learn. I want to learn shit. My mind is as fully as always want to keep expanding because I'm always, like I said, I want to weed out the real from the fake. Well, I don't feel like we just got put on this damn earth just to live or die. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, what I want to be able to find out, why am I here? What's my journey about? The different things I'm learning in my life. How can I help the next person that's coming behind me? Because I'm a father.
The answer is in every deed and in every thought. When you're trying to figure that out, or when you're working to figure out why am I here, you have to look at every deed and every thought. The thoughts that haven't become deeds, the thoughts that exist as deeds, even though they never manifested, and the deeds that you're doing. Who am I? Look at what you're doing. You see, when you merit your deeds, you have a sense of direction. You say, I want to help this person I'm pulling up to on the side of the road. All right, you may be a caretaker here to help us balance the evil shit that's happening in this plane. And you'll probably inspire your children to do so. So how many children you got? I got 4 children. Okay, those 4 children are going to grow up to help us because of your example. And the us that I'm talking about is humanity, those who are existing in the earth plane. You know what I mean? You ever been oppressed before? I mean, like, not by white people. I mean, like, you ever been oppressed? Like, niggas trying to oppress you.
Yeah.
Okay, that ain't no good feeling. I don't know if you ever got in a hot car after you done left that shit out in the sun. You ever, like, sat in a hot car?
Yeah.
All right, that's how I feel to be in the airplane sometimes. And it's hard to get people fresh air. That's why when people like myself encounter certain people at large, they'll say, you're a breath of fresh air. They've been in a hot box dealing with all these different types of people for so long, they don't even know that my caliber exists. So what resonates with me, I'm still answering your question, is being able to show them that. Yeah. You're not crazy. You're not by yourself. And if you got a heart on this planet and you trying to figure out, does anybody else have it? Nice to meet you. And I'll show you how to guard it as you walk so that you ain't taken advantage of, so that ain't nobody shutting you down and jerking you around. And I'm going to show you that. They say, don't say nothing. You don't got to explain. You don't got to hold that. You don't know us. When you call us out, we're going to say, here we are. And then we'll say, all right, my turn. Give me the microphone. And I'll call you forth. And I'm going to watch everybody watch. You step back. I say, then let me be the example of truth. You don't even got to call me the truth. You don't got to worship me like the truth. You don't got to bow down to me, none of that extra stuff. Just let me be the example of that and show you this is real. I'm setting examples out here. You go watch that Cat Williams interview he just did with the brother Big Boy, right? You'll listen to, you got to hear between the lines of what's being said when he say stuff like the righteous side is winning. A lot of people don't know what Cat Williams' background is. We ain't even going into all of that. But I will say this. He know what he's saying, and you got to watch how he went on there too, right? And what he had on. You got to pay attention to certain things that people ain't going to pay attention to. I see all of that. The righteous ones is being saluted, and then all of the deviants, all of the demonic ones is being shut down. They having a hard time these days. It ain't as easy to fool people no more. Now people are seeing through it. You see? Yeah. And then the more you got a phase one out here, when a Rashad Jamal say such and such and such and such, and then phase one say, okay, how long was that phone call? It was like 30 minutes. I'm about to do a 3-hour response. And I'm going to show you how all of that was a lie. Niggas ain't even got the attention span to sit through the shit and trying to respond to it. That's just let you know they're disqualified already. You have to have the attention span to be able to sit and observe for 3 hours. You don't have that? Okay, that's because you're coming from the TikTok generation that you think you can become a scholar at CERN because a nigga made a TikTok video about it. You don't know what the fuck CERN is doing this year because you didn't know what the fuck CERN was doing in 2021. Y'all said CERN, we ain't gonna let them forget, was gonna crack open the gate to hell and people was gonna be affected by demons coming through. And that people need to be fasting because when they open up that portal, demons gonna come through and wreak havoc. Nothing happened. 2021 was a breeze. They talked about the tetraquarks and the pentaquarks. That was the most shit that happened. Other than that, everybody just running their mouth. You don't work at CERN, you don't know what you're talking about. You see?
Yeah.
Okay, once you show people that type of stuff, people say, wait a minute, he got a point. But you watch a 30-second video, now you think you know what's going on with CERN? You watch a 30-second video, now you believe that there's a big-ass snake under the ocean that they got to keep frozen?
Yeah, I seen that too.
You see that?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have seen that. Why the fuck is that out there? But because everybody running with it. And then you deal with us. We had to study to get where we are. And not just study. We had to get out there and argue and debate.
So all this shit like all right, like the boy Pharaoh, and you know, like you said, Rashad Jamal, nothing like you know, like you saying they don't say no kind of truths.
No, I haven't heard it. Can you tell me something he did say that's true?
I mean, I don't know. Like one thing I definitely believe is like certain shit, these pictures and these certain ancient artifacts and shit like that. How it was majority melanated people over here and shit. Like I believe that shit.
You believe it?
Yeah.
But do you know it to be true?
I mean, it's the receipts is coming out.
Can the receipt be
evidence?
Hold on, give me. Hey, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna come back right back on here. You could come back on.
Okay, bet.
All right, give me like 10 seconds.
All right.
All right. Hey,
607 Unk.
you ready?
Yeah.
Hey man, you waste your time with them if you want to. They all wasting time. Valuable, precious, declining time. Waste your time with them if you want to. Then the reason why you got on this live and speak to me is going to be in vain. They're all wasting time. Let me show you something. If they can't show you one of these, where is that? If they can't show you that they wrote one of these, they wasting your time. If they
What's
can't
that?
show you that, huh?
What's that?
This is El's Holy Quran by Dr. Malachi York, translated word for word by Dr. Malachi York. It wasn't even the one I wanted to show you. The one I wanted to show you was the one that they can't say he translated from somebody else. And that's the Holy Tablets. Listen, if they can't show you nothing like that, if they can't show you that they done went and got land and built pyramids on it, if they can't introduce a language that don't nobody else have, if they can't show you that they're worth your time, they're all,
One boy just said, Jaja Monkey just said they all worshiping fallen angels.
huh?
This boy in the live said they all worshiping fallen angels.
Right, I don't know if they are. My point is, they all wasting time, bro. Look, I don't know who Big Homie CC is, but I don't know why I would need to know who that is. The
Yeah.
only reason why I'm hearing that name is because the fucking flyer that Rashad Jamal made. He not listen. Okay, I don't know how else. I got to just tell y'all straight out. We running out of time. These people are not on the level of being any type of issue to any type of government, demons, devils, jinns. They are not on that level. When you start affecting real change, then they might consider fucking with you. Other than that, niggas is just dealing with shit that they got going on in their life. You see?
Yeah.
So Big Homie CC, I don't know who that is or why that is. I don't know nothing about no 607 That was that nigga's a fucking entertainer. This ain't the same conversation. That's why I got to keep bringing it up. I say, can anybody show me anybody with real works? Not all this play internet shit. I want to see real works. 19 Keys got on the Breakfast Club and said he trying to figure out how we need to get the community together to build another Black Wall Street. We already did all that. What are you going to actually do? Instead of trying to convince people that you figured it out. No, the truth is you working for you and yourself and you. You get your money, and that's what you give a fuck about. You don't get no fuck about building no land for no people to live on. You don't get no fuck about no Black Wall Street. You know it's all fake. You see? So why are these people a part of that conversation? What is 607 doing? Other than he's an entertainer.
I was just throwing those names out there, bro. Like I think Bull kind of throwed off. I was just like I said. See, I kind of like I thought you was kind of in that lane. So, and just like I told you, at the end of the day, I if you got the knowledge, right? Clearly, you got some knowledge, right? I want to
I'm
know the
not in that
propaganda.
lane.
What motherfuckers is talking about? Is it true or not?
I'm not in that lane. No. Listen, that's why I say all you have to do is challenge it. Challenge these people, test their spirit. I'm not in their lane. They're wasting time. You see that?
Yeah.
They're wasting time. You want to know why? It's like, what they teaching? What are they teaching? Oh, the monad. Nigga, that's the Greeks. You see that? Somebody else said you're not giving gems, just discredit others, but you're not coming with a narrative of your own. Stop looking for a narrative and watch when a master is at work. Let me let you understand what I mean by that. And why do you see that a master is at work? You're on my live. Somehow you found me and you're saying I have nothing to offer. You go to places and you don't think they don't have anything to offer.
Some of the things that's on your page, like I was listening to certain things. Like you was kind of just talking about Moors and shit on your page.
I talk about the Moors. If you really pay attention, what I do is I destroy illusions. That's what I do. What narrative is needed? I destroy the illusion. Instead of telling me I'm discrediting others, prove me wrong and stop crying. If I say this person lied about this and let me show you, and I pull up the receipt book and let you see that, you make a video and you counter argue it. But the thing is, you can't, because once we set the record straight, it's straight for life. That's why they say phase one is an agent. Let's move on to the next person. No. Break what I said down that's supposed to be a lie. You see?
Yeah.
It don't even got nothing to do about discrediting a person. They discredit themselves when they utter lies. But when you start stepping in that arena of I'm a leader, I'm incarnate, I'm a check you. That's why I'm a. You an alien, you an extraterrestrial, and I'm gonna check you. And then I'm supposed to be able to without people thinking I'm trying to discredit somebody, unless y'all brain fucked. That think that nobody can be questioned out in that little community. Everybody can. I'm the one that just questions everybody. And then when they take too long to answer, I give you the answer. That's me. That's why they mad. Because
I mean,
boy
be talking. I just seen niggas talking about the reptilians. That shit real?
I did a whole class on that. You can go look it up. Phase one, you are all reptilians. Is the name of the class. You are all reptilians. No, that shit ain't real. You know what I'm saying? They take teachings that are old. What's the word reptilian mean?
I don't know.
When I put an IAN suffix at the end of a word, what am I saying? I'm saying I'm exhibiting the characteristics of a thing. You see? So reptilian means to exhibit the characteristics of a reptile. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay, human beings exhibit the characteristics of reptiles. Human beings are reptilians. Make sense?
So it's kind of like basically like the thing that people talk about with your chakras, in a sense.
The chakras are points or seats that were reminders of the organs of vitality. Simple. There's an organ or organs associated with each and every chakra. These are the points that if you were to be shot in these points, you're going to die. These are areas of vitality. If you hit somebody in any of these points hard enough, they're going to die. Life seats or centers or points spiraling, the most of the blood flow, energy, all of that targeted in these particular areas will show whether or not you're going to live or die based off whatever trauma is present or not present, whatever health is present or not present. So aligning the chakras is speaking about optimal health, making sure you're optimally healthy. That way you don't experience pain and suffering. That's what the Buddhists were teaching. Not colors. That's as far as people go. Colors. They think the rainbow means magic. No, these were, you know how you color code stuff?
Yeah.
They color coded the body. That's it.
So just one more question. I noticed
You ask me, you want to.
I see this other boy talking about like how they like ancient Egypt and how like that kind of the different things that he wrote ancient Egypt what do they call it, I can't, the words on the wall, that basically that represents the body parts too. Certain things represent the body.
I've heard that. Yeah, they have certain ones that it's not just with ancient Egypt, it's with Hebrew. Different languages have different letters or sigils that represent certain things, including body parts. Yeah, like Yod. Yod in Hebrew represents the hand. You see, in Hebrew, what was the ayin? The eye. So yeah, they have. I've heard that. I don't know that for myself because again, I wasn't even back there. But I've heard that they have different sigils or symbols that represent certain body parts. Yeah,
So who built the pyramids?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I can respect that answer.
I mean, whoever, anybody say anything else, they're lying or just saying something they don't know to be true. They say we built the pyramids, nigga. You was born in 2005. What you talking about? We? And then they just got to keep lying. You know, we tell a lie, you got to keep digging the hole deeper. Say we built the pyramids. Who is we? Oh, I mean, black people built the pyramids. Who is black people? Uh, no, I don't. That's why I'm asking. What the fuck are you talking about? You regurgitating the rhetoric points that you heard other people say. You don't know nothing about none of that. I wasn't there. I don't know who built the pyramids.
There you go. Hieroglyphs. That's what it was.
Hieroglyphs.
Yeah, hieroglyphs.
Yeah,
A
hieroglyphs.
person
I
just
know. I
asked,
know what you're speaking about.
what's the after death?
Was after death,
Yeah,
meaning for the person.
yeah.
I don't know. Everybody's situation may be different. I don't know. I know that after the biological functions cease, you're going to decompose. The flesh being, including your brain, all of that is going to decompose. So anything you think you are right now, that's not going to be anymore. The moment that you stop breathing, brain cells die. The moment you stop breathing, your blood flow ceases. All of this stuff is going to cause the heat from the activity in your body to go away. And you go into rigor mortis. And then you're decomposed and you become food for decomposers.
So basically, nothing happens after life. What you saying?
I just said what happens. Something that we know happens. You can observe this when a body dies. It goes cold. I felt the cold body before.
Yeah, I felt like nobody were.
Because the person was gone. So, you see what I'm saying? It's something we can observe. But while you touching somebody when they're alive, you feel the heat. That's their body is active. Energy is moving, electricity, all kind of things in the body when it's alive. But once that's over with, that's over with.
So why you say something about the earth realm if it's not other realms then?
I'm not saying there's not other realms. We're in the earth realm. There could be other realms. I've experienced other realms outside of the earth, but only in astral projection. Meaning only leaving my body. I haven't physically, if you want to use that word, experienced other realms other than the earth. However, that doesn't mean this isn't still the earth realm. Like if I've never been outside of Atlanta, this is still Atlanta. That's why I say the earth realm, because it's still earth.
Okay. No, I was just curious, man. I heard people talking about astral projection and all that, and DMT and shit like that.
I ain't talking about DMT. That's something totally different. Everybody pushing the DMT thing, ask them, how do they produce DMT? And if they say the pineal gland, ask them how many milligrams of melatonin is necessary to produce that. They don't know what they're talking about. DMT is something that they observe in bodies after they die. They don't know what they're saying.
So
So no,
what's
I'm
the
not
purpose
talking
of
about.
your pineal gland? Do you know? What's the purpose of your pineal gland?
The purpose of your pineal gland is to aid in the production of melatonin. It's to aid in the transduction of light. When you're experiencing light frequency, it aids in that, and it helps with your circadian rhythm. your ability to wake up and sleep on a certain cycle.
Oh, so it's nothing special to it, is what you're saying?
It is special. If your circadian rhythm is off, your whole being is off. If your production of melatonin is off, you'll have all kind of different disorders, like sleep disorders. You see?
Okay.
So it is special, but what they're trying to make it out to be is not. Tell them to prove it scientifically. Other than that, they're misplacing science. They're merging esoteric Hindu sciences with actual science. So there's an esoteric science and an exoteric science. The esoteric say, oh, this is my third eye. I can see with it. That's not even how you see. You see, there are a lot of different things that come into play when you're having a dream. When you're using what they call an internal eye to experience the visual hallucinations in that realm, if they want to call it that. It goes way beyond a pineal gland. That's because you have images register of what real life is already in your brain, and your subconscious is overactivating at certain times. So some people have deeper experiences, but your subconscious activates so that you can experience life as you know it when you're resting and recharging, called dreaming. That's not your third eye. That's you experiencing, going back through, and because your subconscious is active as opposed to your conscious being active, the different state of consciousness allows for you to observe different states, literally. If you were consciously awake, unless you have certain disorders that cause for you to slip and slip between states of consciousness, if you're consciously awake, you ain't gonna see that stuff. You're gonna see what you're seeing right here. Sometimes when you wake up from the dream state, you'll still see images of the dream around you. You see, sometimes when you wake up, you'll be sleep, or what they say, experiencing sleep paralysis, or coming into awake from sleep to wake state, where you have hypnopompic hallucinations. You'll still be able to see certain things, experience certain things, but it's all based on observation of the person. The pineal gland doesn't do that. That's a whole brain coming together. You have an occipital lobe. It's not the pineal gland. The reason why human beings are able to see, well, if you suffer damage to that lobe, you can suffer damage to your actual eyes. You see? So when you're waking up and you're seeing things, the pineal gland doesn't do that. They don't know what they're saying. Glands have functions. We have parts of our brains and functions of those parts. So if I'm talking about the parietal lobe, I don't need to spiritualize it. I need to understand what it actually is. If I'm speaking of the temporal lobe, I don't need to spiritualize it. I need to understand what it actually is. You see? Okay. If I'm speaking about the frontal lobe, I don't need to spiritualize it. I need to know what it is and how it functions because I have it tangibly. And if something happens to either of these lobes or parts, me as a being, I'm going to be totally different because each of these parts have something to do with your very personality.
I can respect that.
This is real. You need to research it. Go ahead.
I'm just listening. I'm just asking them, just throwing questions. So when you say you astral projected and you went to different realm, what's astral projecting about?
What is it about?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that when you say what is it about?
Like
what's up with it?
Like, yeah, like what is it like when you astral project?
Okay, for me, the first time I experienced it, I got out of my body without knowing I did it. And I turned around and I observed myself laying on my couch. This is back in Timber Ridge of Decatur. I don't know where you're from, but I stayed on Timber Ridge in DeKalb or Decatur. I observed myself get up out of my body and looked back and saw myself laying there. I didn't know what caused it, but that was my first experience with astral projection that I remember of. And then I started to experience the warping sensations of sleep paralysis. And most of the time when I experienced it, I couldn't move. What I started doing was attempting to move myself without moving my physical body, meaning without actually moving, I would visualize myself moving. And I realized when I did that, that I was able to still reach around and feel without using my actual physical body. And then from there, I started learning that I can get out of my body during sleep paralysis and I would get up and move around. And from there, I started to take deep breaths and use breathing exercises to send myself into a transitional state, which I don't really teach much about. But I've done random teachings on astral projection here and there. but I would send myself into a transitional state, or sometimes I would stay awake for extended periods of time. And when I would access theta, I had the ability to separate myself from my body easier. And I would get up and walk around or fly around. Sometimes it would happen, I'd be dreaming, and then I have a lucid dream. And then from the lucid dream, I'll feel myself project out of my body. So these things I can speak on from personal experience. Anybody talking about astral projection, that don't mean that they're automatically telling the truth because they're talking about it, saying that they experienced it. What I can say is I have. And I've
So when
left
you
my
ask for project, you don't go different places.
I have gone different places, but it depends. It's not always what people say that you get up and you go out of space. Sometimes you get up and you go to your closet. Sometimes, and another thing they don't talk about is sometimes when you astral project, you will be passing through different realms every time you make a motion. So I've risen out of my body, and by the time I get to my door, I'm in a whole different reality. You see, it ain't always you just observing what's right around you. It takes a certain amount of training to maintain where you are. I can do it, but it's not easy. Only the adepts can do that. Most people who be having astral projection experiences, they end up in a lucid dream realm. They don't even go nowhere because they're not able to hold frame. Holding frame means I can get up and walk into the living room and see you sitting here. But it takes a lot of concentration to be able to do that. And a lot of people be so excited, including myself when I first started, that you don't even be concentrating. You just be wanting to explore.
It's
So
crazy that the reason why I kind of asked that because like my stepdad, like he a motherfucker get high, and he OD'd, and he flatlined, and
okay.
he was like, bro, like when they was operating on my body, I was watching them operate on my body, like.
Yeah, he had an out of body experience. That's a different thing. Astral projection, most of the time, is speaking on somebody projecting themselves out of their body. It's in the word.
Okay.
Out of body experience, or OBE, is like somebody experiences death and they try to explain it to the best of their ability, but the truth is they really don't know what it is that allows for people to observe things happening to them when they operating, getting their body operated on. Like my mama had spoke about it. Her father saw them put the toe tag on him and pronounce him dead and all of that. And then he sucked back into his body and he jumped up from under the seat and still had the toe tag and everything and the hospital thing. And he came back to life.
Yeah,
You
that shit
see?
crazy.
So I've never had that experience. I never had no OBE when I almost died or had a near death. But I heard people talk about that. And they say, yeah, they saw themselves laying on the table, saw themselves being operated on. They were floating around the room, all kind of stuff. Some people say they went to hell. Now, there are also other scientific explanations to some of this stuff that maybe we just don't fully understand about the subconscious brain. But even still, the more they go into quantum fields and quantify these things, they start realizing what they thought they knew or whatever science they thought they had, there's an underlying science to that. So they say, we thought we knew about dreams, but maybe there's more to it. You see, so that's when you get into, even when they were teaching the esoterics, there was a science to it. So astral projection basically is leaving your body while being consciously aware, not having no dream, and then you waking up later and say, wait, oh, that felt real. No, you leave your body while being aware that you're doing it. And I travel outside of this planet. I've been all over. But again, that's only with leaving my body. I never done it physically, of course. So ain't no telling where I was at. I've been in a whole different dimension.
So I thought then Dr. Malachi Zork talk about Antarctica and shit like that too.
Yeah. He talked about Antarctica. He talked about Shambhala and Agartha, the inner cities. He talked about some of everything. I don't believe him. He taught us not. He taught us not to believe him. So when I was raised, we weren't taught that when we're learning about the rapture that this is going to happen. We were taught this is what they say about the rapture. When I was growing up, when I learned about uh, the inner cities, I wasn't taught this is what you got to believe. I was taught this is what's being said about the inner cities, a possibility. We knew about the possibilities of these things. We never believed it. When I was being taught about the Anunnaki, I was taught, don't believe the Anunnaki exists. He said, I've seen Anu face to face. Anu was a man. I've seen him. But he also said, don't believe anybody when they talk about extraterrestrials, not even me. So I know that. Other people, they missed that degree. They still to this day just believe in these people. Believe us. They never had no encounters. I've had encounters, but I don't know who them people was. It could have been anybody. You get what I'm saying? So, but some people want to believe it regardless of whether or not they have an encounter. And
You
that's
had
not,
one before? Or do you believe you had one before?
no, I've had many encounters, not one. I had many encounters with, I could easily say, oh, they were Anunnaki. I don't know who they were because they didn't give me no names. They didn't give me no, they didn't even have faces that I remember. I just know that they were black, meaning like what y'all say black is. They were brown skinned people. This was when I was 12 years old. I ain't talked about this in a while. But this is when I was 12 years old. I was pulled out of my room. I had been seventh grade, or seventh grade summer, right? We were about to have to leave the house that I was in. So all I had in my room was a couch, and I used to rest and lay on my couch. The moment I laid down on my couch, I felt vibrations moving through my body as if something seized my body. It was like being tased without the hurt or the pain of electricity. You see, from there, I was pulled into some type of craft. And the only reason why I know it to be a craft was because of explanations from Dr. Milicazi York. Only reason why I can say that I may be aware of who these beings are is because of explanations from Dr. Milicazi York. And what I observed was a screen, like a floating screen. If you can imagine a piece of poster board made out of like water. And it was to the left of me. I was wasn't even laying on something because I remember trying to feel the material under my back. And there was nothing to feel except, if you can imagine, get a bucket of liquid, gooey liquid, and put a piece of plastic over it, a bunch of layers of plastic. And then imagine that you're touching the plastic, but you're not touching the plastic. And then add magnets. That's how the table or whatever the platform was that I was laying on felt. I remember great detail about the room, even though it was a glare coming from something above me, some type of light that kept shining like a grocery scanner, some type of orangish, goldish light. And I remember in great detail, honeycomb looking shapes on the walls, like tiles, but it was curved, but it was like honeycombs. And the people were wearing black spandex uniforms. And that's the best way I can explain it. And they were tall. And the one especially at the end, like toward my feet, was like the tallest one. If you could imagine, like the side, like this, the height of a door. Either way, none of them spoke. I never saw their face. One, I kept trying to look at their face, but it wouldn't work. They kept pushing my face away. But I could look to the left. And when I looked to the left, I saw the poster. Well, I call it the poster, but it had to be some type of slideshow tech, something. But it was showing me my body parts. I saw my heart. Not no picture of a heart. It was my heart flashed on the screen, pumping and everything, and it had a percentage next to it. Now, the percentage, I didn't know what language or what it would have been in, what numbers or what number system. I just had a knowing that that's what a percentage is to them. And it had a percentage next to my heart. Then the skull came with my brain, the percentage next to my brain. Every organ was being scanned, and there was a percentage next to it. This is not a dream. I'm wide awake. It happened quick. All of this happened within 30 seconds. So I'm there observing. I see the people. I try to look. I can't look, but I'm making out afros and they're brown skin. And no, I tell people, if I wanted to make this up, I would have said they were wearing white because that matches the books. Like I just showed you this image, right? In this image, you see Marduk or Murdoch wearing white, or the angel from the stories, or the being from the stories of the Sumerian tablets, right? You see him wearing white. No, they weren't wearing white. So you can say if I wanted to make it up, I could have just said they were wearing white. And they said my son.
They
None of this.
the African chick, the little girl, they got a documentary on it on Netflix. They was talking about the girl had observed something similar to what the story you
What
was talking
made you
about.
say that?
Huh?
I got in touch with her. The girl you talking about is Selma Sadiq. I got in touch with her. It's crazy shit. The reason why I reached out to her and I followed her, she had a private page, only like 200 some followers. She never texted me back, but she saw the message. She received my follow. I've been trying to get an interview with her since 2020 because the lady was explaining something that seemed like my experience,
Yeah.
even down to how they communicated with images in her brain as a child. You talking about the Ariel School phenomenon,
Yup.
where she said they were talking to her with pictures and saying that they had big eyes and
Yup.
uh,
Yup.
said
Yup.
that she could go with
So you
them
know,
and
in the
all this other stuff.
documentary, she changed it, but
Huh?
who? It was another. I told you, bro. I'll just be watching people's shit, bro. And the boy was talking about it, man, and it was doing a comparison. Matter of fact, it was a dude from the Nation of Islam, bro. Black boy. He was on somebody's shit, man. It was a whole interview on YouTube. Somebody had put it in the comments on somebody on Instagram, and I ended up watching the joint. I ended up watching it, and that's what he was talking about. Exactly that. And then I
Okay.
said it's crazy because you just told me about your story, and it matches up with the girl's story.
Right. Okay. So they didn't just talk to one girl. They talked to like 60 children with the Ariel School phenomenon. If we talking about the same thing, that was 1994, Rural Zimbabwe. Yep, Africa. So
And it was only a few black people, and it was mainly white kids, right?
yep,
Yeah.
yep. And they all was talking and saying the same thing. And one of the things they said that shook me up, because keep in mind, I saw the documentary phenomenon in 2020. So I had my experience back when I was 12. That would have been around 2012, 2013, or 2011, one of those years, right?
Okay.
So when I heard them say they were dressed in black, I said, I'm like, yo, like, because I heard people say they dressed in white. I saw Dr. Malachi York say they dressed in white. I said, who the ones who wear black? And then different videos started coming out, even people who was ex-military saying they ran into certain beings on cigar shaped craft and they were wearing all black and they looked like African American. I'm like, yo, who are those people? So my point to you is, I never said those are the Anunnaki. I don't know who they are. They don't tell them
Mm.
who they were. The point is, I've had encounters with all kinds of different people, beings, and it ain't always just on some UFO stuff. Whatever craft that was, ain't no telling where it was. It's in the middle of Decatur. It was late, 3 a.m. around that time period. I ended up flying back down onto my couch after they put a message in my brain that what they calculated or got from their scanning was that I was on the right path at that time period, but I had to stay on that path. They never spoke it. I still can't, I couldn't describe a face to you. I can't describe it. All I can say is they were brown skinned. They were wearing some type of Fantastic Four uniforms, black. And it flared out a little bit at the bottom, but it was
And
stretched.
that's another story they was talking about. The same thing that you talking about. Similar situation where the aircraft had landed on the military joint, and
That's what I'm
and
saying.
and, and the white guys said the black people came off the ship, and that's what they had on.
That's what I'm telling you. So this came years after I explained my experience. Now, when I explained my experience, I was talking about it on Clubhouse mostly. I don't even talk about it no more. I don't even be caring to speak on stuff like that. Now it's like, hey, listen, I can tell you what I can tell you. I can speak on extraterrestrials, or if they want, that don't mean that they were extraterrestrial. Let's get it clear, because they could have been from a whole different civilization on planet Earth. They didn't tell me who they were. They didn't tell me where they were from. Some Hebrew Israelites that I was talking to on Clubhouse 4 or 5 years ago was like, "You saying we don't know where Jesus is? Where them people was from that you claim came to visit you?" I'm like, I don't know. They didn't tell me. I'm like, but this is how you know I ain't making it up, because I could have easily just said, "Oh, they were from Orion," or "They were from." They didn't. They didn't say none of that. You see, so but okay, who are they though? I never got my answers, and I may never get my answers. But that just to let you know, I'm not finna make it up. I'm not gonna say that I know. Now, fast forward 2021. I was outside the strip club because it was some group of friends. So they was all sisters, all women except one brother, who he had all the sisters that would be coming around. So a group of friends, they'd be celebrating their birthday. And their birthdays was like close together, close to one another. So for about 2 years, we all would just go out, you know what I'm saying, and celebrate everybody's birthday. So this one time they had this place, I think it was called Blue Flame. No, not Blue Flame. Blue Ivory, some shit. Blue something in Atlanta. And I'm waiting to go in, but they told my parking tickets like $100. I'm like, you man gotta be fucked up. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna communicate with this nigga behind the damn counter at the Texaco to let me park my car right there and pay him a little bit. I'm thinking all this shit through and trying to figure out whether or not I'm gonna do that or just go the fuck home. And I'm sitting on the side of the road next to the establishment. My window down, my passenger window down. Man walk up to me. Homeless dude, tall, brown skin, you know what I'm saying? Like light brown. And long locks packed in like one of them little lock sock things. Remember this 2021. You still there? You hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you, bro.
All
I'm
right.
intrigued.
So bro leaned down in the window, say, yo, he said, excuse me, he said, yo, man, I just want to ask you, kid, I ain't trying to bother you, but you got like a couple dollars or something like that on you? I said, I don't have no cash. I said, but check this out. I got an EBT card. I can fuck with you on that. I got an EBT card. He said, I ain't gonna lie to you. He said, what I'm trying to get, I can't get with no EBT. Right? I said, I hear you. I said, but I can still get you some. You know what I'm saying? I said, the Texaco right there, let me go on and get you some shit, and then, you know what I'm saying, I'll meet you over there. He like, you for real? I'm like, yeah. So I go pull over. I go in the store, grabbing some shit, you know what I'm saying, little cakes, you know what I'm saying, crackers, all that shit, juice. I come back out. He's standing right there. He said, oh, you was for real? I'm like, yeah, I told you, I got you. So I give him the bag, and I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to hurry up and get in this establishment. They got the women in there, all this other stuff, the sisters. I told people when I would do the party thing, I wasn't there for niggas. So I love being around women. So I'm trying to get over here and see what's going on. Before I even get my door open, this nigga done, I don't even remember where the bag of snacks went. This nigga done transformed into a whole different being. He the same one he is, but now the way he looking at me is familiar. I look at him, he say, you know, Jesus wasn't in the strip club. Right? Now, you have to keep in mind, I was on the side of the road. I wasn't even at the establishment. The side of the road where we at in Atlanta is like a long strip. You have to drive up, then drive into the parking lot, then pull up to the place that was the strip club. Because it ain't just no strip club. You get what I'm saying? It's a whole plaza of shit. So the nigga went into my brain and said, you know, Jesus wasn't in the strip club. And I'm cold. It's freezing a little bit because it had to be one of the, so we had a girl that had a birthday in January, and a girl had a birthday in February, and a girl had a birthday in March. So it had to be one of their birthdays. But I'm like, I'm freezing trying to like, okay, he listened to the message, but he done took me off guard. How the fuck this nigga know I'm finna go in the strip club? He said, you know, Jesus wasn't in the strip club. He was about his father's business. I'm like, I hear you. That's what else can you say? And then he said, you know, God will talk to you through the wind. And then it started blowing. The wind started blowing heavy as fuck. And I'm shaking, shivering. And it's a cold wind blowing. And this nigga ain't budging. And then he walked off. It fucked me completely up. I got in my car. I looked straight. I drove straight. Nigga, I went home. What else can you do? He just told me Jesus wasn't in the strip club and that he was about his father's business. What the fuck do that mean? I don't know. All I know is an angel walked up to me, asked me for some aid and assistance, tested me, walked with me to see if I was gonna keep my word, got what he was saying, oh, you for real? He got the proof of that. Then I'm finna go and dip. The niggas read my life. You see? And then the way he said it was one thing. You know, Jesus wasn't in a strip club. Huh? He done changed entire character. And then he said he was about his father's business. And he's still just looking at me like I'm supposed to know something. I'm like, and then he said, you know, God will talk to you through the wind. The wind say, I'm like, what the fuck? How the hell that happened? And then he walked off. And I was fucked up. I ain't been back to the strip club. It fucked me up. It's 2026. I never went. I think I stopped
Hey, bro.
going to
So,
celebrate
hey,
with them.
yo. So, as another thing you said early in the conversation, you said Issa was here back when?
Imam Isa, Dr. York, that's one of his names. Imam Isa was back in 1945. But he said he's not Jesus, though. I don't know, man. This conversation might be too deep. He said he not Jesus. He said he will be thought to be the Messiah. Well, he's not the Messiah. What he said. Now, look, this is what my point is to you. I don't want to get too blown out of proportion. That was an angel encounter. You'll know if you encounter an angel. You will know. You might not even be able to explain it fully, but you'll know. And that was one of those times where it was like they caught me slipping. So it's like people have to understand, man. Maybe you don't have to understand. So don't take my word for it. I'll say it like this. Based off of my experience, we always being watched. And if you on assignment, you definitely being watched. Simple. I don't have many more experiences like that. But that one was like, that's lodged in my brain. Because ever since then, wind is like a different type of sign to me. It do certain things. Like when I had a gathering at my spot, the first time people pulled up, I had put two big gates up at my door to allow people to walk through. The first time people pulled up to the house, the wind started blowing violently and knocked the gates down. I should have seen it then. They were saying, be mindful of whoever these people is. You see?
Yeah.
Knock the gates down. And my bright ass said, let's just put it back up. So I just went and put the gates back up instead of saying, God will talk to you through the wind. You see? Some of these same people that end up turning on me, trading all kind of stuff. You see, that was them saying right there. You see your heart trying to help these people. These people are left behind. You know, you don't took up your own assignment of trying to help these people, and they're left behind. The wind talked to you. Then you start realizing it's all the elements. All elements communicate, but only to the initiates. Only those who really get into that other level. Like you'll feel led, and then you just go. It's all communication. You'll
Yeah,
feel it.
I think a lot of things is tied into Islam, man. And you know, like I told you earlier, you know, I believe certain propaganda is pushed. I do believe, you know, that you can't you're not supposed to just you're supposed to receive the message. It's not always about who the messenger is. So it be about the message. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, you know, like I said, bro, you know, at the end of the day, like when I sit back and not I sit back and I just watch. I'm really big up on being observant. You know what I mean? Like, and naturally, like I always been that type of person. When I walk in rooms, I ain't trying to shine. You see what I'm saying? I ain't trying to shine. I just get natural attention. So, you know, I always been the type of person that's really truly laid back. I want to be observant. I want to watch. I want to see what the hell is going on in my surroundings.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it's the same thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, bro, like I said, you know, the good thing is when it comes to social media, it can be negative and it can be positive. You know what I mean? Like you just never know what's coming left field and what's not coming left field. It's like what you said in the beginning. You know, Rashad Jamal said you're an agent. You see what I'm saying? Like certain things, like I said, like you just never know like who really on bullshit and who not. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I do believe certain things, and at the end of the day, it's all about who's pushing the proper message, man, and who want to really enlighten the people. And some people,
How you think I feel about Rashad Jamal saying I'm an Asian? How you think that made me feel?
I mean, it depends on if you coming from the mud or not. Like, if I'm
I
in
don't
the
feel
mud,
nothing about it.
yeah,
That's what I'm telling you. This is my assignment. I don't feel nothing about it. I choose to address it to still give these people the opportunity to find what I found. That's it. It don't
and
make
what
me
you
no
find,
never mind whether or not Rashad. Who the fuck is that? If you really
what you
do,
found, bro,
huh?
and what you think you found.
Huh?
What did you say? This is your journey, your assignment.
You said what
And
I think I found?
yeah,
Dr. Melikazi York. That's what I found. I found that no one has surpassed him. I found that when I'm walking in the schools that he advised about, I'm not having normal experiences. I'm being exposed to degrees that now I can teach people. I can teach people things that don't exist out here. That I can't ignore. And when I hear these people talk, the moment they open their mouth, nothing is coming out. I need to show people that. You see?
yeah.
Well, let me
And
say
he's
it like
still
this.
alive, Dr. Malachi Zork.
Yeah, he on the way home. He been
Yeah.
locked up for 23 years.
I seen somebody post a picture of him the other day saying he got 100 some years or something like that.
Yeah, he been locked up for 23 years. He's still fighting to come home now. He never stopped. And all the while he never stopped putting out information.
Yeah, I gotta read up on him. I just like I said, a lot of times, man, when people be with the Nation of Islam, bro, like certain things, like with the Nation of Islam, and that's kind of how I picked up on the story of Yakub because about the slicing and the gene slicing and shit like that. And I actually believe that shit too.
Yeah, you can believe it. You have the right to believe it. They don't know what they're talking about. And I love them brothers over there. They still don't know what they're talking about. They just believe a story that somebody said. Said if all the evil went into these people, then why is it still evil in melanin dominant people? And then first of all, why do we have evil to begin with for Yakub to put into these folks? Man, this shit is a story. That's what it is. Yakub, the big-headed scientist, is a story.
So you like to follow Dr. Malachi Zork? I mean, what would you recommend? On researching when it comes to him?
Like, what do you mean, like the information?
Yeah.
Anything that jump out to you, you can study it, research it, and none of that gonna mean shit. Your application is what's gonna set you apart. That's what's gonna elevate you. You
What
have
you
to be
mean
able to
by
apply
that? Can
it.
you
So
elaborate?
how you gonna apply Yakub, the big head scientist? How you gonna apply that in real life? Other than going out here looking at someone who could get you to a whole different degree, but you see them as a Caucasian, so you think they were made in a petri dish. You don't know nothing about their ancestry. Your brain is boggled. It cannot help you ascend. Any information that cannot lead you to application is a waste of time. So anything hop out to you, yeah, grab it. Also, remember, if you can't do nothing with it, what you need it for?
Yeah.
You get what
I
I'm
kind of,
saying?
I kind of starting to get the gist of what you're saying and why you saying they wasting time because it's like, yeah, y'all preaching this shit that y'all saying and it could be true, but what is it? What is it doing helping them?
Right.
How's it going to help the people? And what is it
And
going to change?
and not that it could be true. The shit they saying ain't even true. And then when they speaking on the past, they weren't there. So how would they know?
I
Now
mean,
we got the now going on. That's why I said, what's going on now? I'm telling about this, all this, everybody living in the past. And then they want to live in the past without being able to add up to that. You have to be able to add up to the
I
past to
mean,
be
the
able to see.
past do affect the future.
You said what?
The past do affect the future.
Okay, so then we're in a past that will affect the future. What will we do?
I mean, I feel like the purpose of people learning certain things is to change, to wake up.
No, the purpose of a lot of these people to learn stuff is to help them cope with their current situations. You learn about, oh, you're gods. That's a coping mechanism. That don't have nothing to do with your progress. If you're gods, explain it. Now people running around cosplaying. You're coping. Niggas walking around with staffs cosplaying. Niggas walking around with copper on them cosplaying. That's a coping mechanism with what your actual situation is. That if you really the gods of the planet, then why you don't run shit? You see, that's why they're gonna keep me away from they'll keep me away from the conversation. Say, oh, he different. Leave him alone. Let's entertain everybody else. But he just asked a question. Okay, none of us answer. If you really the gods, then why you don't run shit? If you really the gods, why you got to go to these folks to get your resources? They conquered us. Okay, conquer them back. But you got superpowers and power. Conquer them back. Other than that, you're
So
not
so
gods.
so so you don't believe in a higher power?
No, there's no reason to believe in a higher power. You want to know why? Because what is that? Right now, what is a higher power? I'll tell you what a higher power is. If you got a 250 and I got a 450, who got higher power?
Say that again.
If you driving a 250, I got a 450, who got higher power?
I mean, yeah, in that analogy.
I mean, we look at the words we're using.
Yeah.
You see? If you light a cigarette and put it next to a light bulb, which one got higher power? The light bulb. Power is measurable. And then they're speaking of levels. Say a higher power.
So
Higher in relation to what?
so maybe I should rephrase it. Do you believe in God?
No, there's no reason to believe in God. For me, there's no reason. If God, whoever or whatever that is you're talking about, because it's just a word, so we got to
Mm.
start there. God is a word that has etymology. So whether we talking about Theos, whether we speaking about Zeus, we got to talk about which God, then we got to break it down and figure out what El is what. They say, no, that's all confusion. No, it's because all that is impacting that word, there's confusion. Because when you're saying God, I don't know what you're saying right now. What do you mean when you say, do you believe in God? What does that mean? What is God? I'm waiting on you.
I mean, when I say God, I mean as far as a higher creator.
A higher
That's
creator.
like saying that's like you just saying you feel like you met angels and you know, or you feel like you're on this journey in your life that this is your assignment, and clearly you was put here for a reason. Clearly you just ain't we just ain't magically appear.
Or maybe I did.
Nah, nigga.
Simple. Simple. What do you mean? You can't tell me I did it. Shit. I could have magically appeared. Maybe y'all thoughts and prayers for eons, those human beings on this planet, maybe y'all created me. I don't know. But when you're saying a higher creator, these words mean things. So when you say higher, it don't mean nothing other than just saying a level. And then when you say creator, it don't mean nothing other than saying to form something. So someone that's on a higher level form, what? It's a confusing thing. People get thrown into paradoxes. They don't know how to escape them. So you say, do I believe in God? There's no reason to. It ain't helping people. What I could say is if God means extraterrestrials who are overseeing the planet Earth, so be it that they're not there to harvest human beings, then there's a possibility that they exist in my favor. If not, then God is just the overseer of the farm and we're their food source. It could be any of that. I don't know. There's no reason to believe in it. If God is coming, he'll be here. I don't gotta believe it. If God, whoever these beings are, want to get in touch with me, they'll get in touch with me. I don't have to believe that. If God is going to destroy this place, and that's how it all ends, there's no reason for me to fear. Well, you're going to be destroyed. You'll burn forever. Okay, that's God's will. I don't have to be afraid of that. There's no reason to. Why I'm gonna believe in it though? You can believe in hell. There's no reason for me to believe in hell. If hell is real, they'll show me. You can believe in heaven. There's no reason for me to believe in heaven. If it's real, they'll show me. If not, damn, why the fuck you didn't show me? I wanted you to have faith. I don't want to play this game no more. Do what you want to do. That's stupid to me. If I'm intelligent enough to deduce that if you don't allow for people to know certain things and they have to rely on belief, that's not healthy. That's not a healthy way of living. You know the system that we're dealing with. You know people take advantage of people who have a background of just believing anything. So why won't you just show them? The same
And
way
that,
you can.
but that's the fact. But that's the purpose of that is to seek knowledge. That is the purpose of, like I said to you early in the conversation. Allah says to seek knowledge. So if Allah is telling you to seek knowledge, that means you got to seek, and you can't just take the words like word of mouth. So like if I'm on here and you giving me information, I'm just going to take the information that you giving me. I'm going to expect you to give me, like Boy said in the conversation, if you're going to drop the gem on me, I'm going to expect you to give me the receipt. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can go actually seek that knowledge and see if it's false or if it's real. That is the purpose. So in life, like you just said out your mouth, yeah, these words got meanings. They do got meanings. And then you also see that it is what you want to say, false gods, a real God. So now, at the end of the day, the way that you learn in life is to actually go seek that shit, bro.
That's what
So
I'm doing.
one thing I actually can say that I like from this conversation that I had with you, I can see that you didn't study certain shit. So I can tell that you definitely got some knowledge of things. You
Yeah,
get what I'm
'cause I
saying?
want to be able to speak to people that are coming from certain belief systems. So I study it and I immerse myself in it or submerge myself in it. The point is, I still don't know. I don't know if there's a God. I don't know that. And I don't see the point in believing. And I think people that's out there need to leave people alone when they say, no, I don't believe that. Leave us alone.
Yeah.
I respect your belief. I don't have to attack Muslims. I love Muslims. I don't have to attack Christians. I love Christians. I love people and I respect your belief system so much that I went to study it and pray with you and live with you and walk with you and talk with you because I want to know by the time I encounter, what do I need to approach this person like? Not to sway them to do what I need them to do, to see how we can have conversations of moving forward. And it ain't no one individual thing while I'm doing it with this one individual person. It's everybody I encounter. How can we help one another? You see, that's the main thing. And anybody that's pushing against that, then we fight back. But when it comes to believing, no, I don't believe in God. No, I don't know whether or not God exists. And now we talking about from the biblical sense of whoever that God would be. If He wants me to know, He'll find me. One thing about it, from reading those stories, He'll take the person who don't believe in Him over the one who just having faith, and He'll raise them up.
So even what you have in your encounters, what you would you consider your encounter if you don't believe
I don't
in
know what
God?
it
Like
was.
how would you
I can consider it all day. I
what
don't
it
know
could have
what it
been?
was. It could have been a figment of my imagination. I don't know what it was. If they want me to know, they can find me. If they can find me then, they can find me again. I don't know what it was. All I know is to tell people that I had that experience. There's a possibility that there's people moving around with that type of technology. It could be a false memory, for all I know. But I don't know what it was. I don't know who they were. I'm not going to claim it. That's why I say all I know is there's a possibility that them beings is not from here, or they could be subterranean or subterrestrial, or they could be aquaterrestrial. They could be coming from out of the water. You see, I don't know where they came from. You want to know why? They didn't tell me. And even if they would have told me, guess what? That means I believe them just because they're extraterrestrial. They would have had to show me for me to actually know. You see, I'm coming from a different degree, so I don't waste my time with that. If I know, I just don't know. You can't get mad at me if I don't know, because I don't choose to believe. I don't want to believe. What's for me, they're gonna guide me to it. Right now, we having this conversation. There's a possibility I could be guided to that. There's a possibility that tomorrow they say, get up, whoever they are. They might send me a message. I might feel inclined to get up. Angels may communicate with me. God may communicate with me. I don't know who or what it is. They'll tell me. Or maybe they won't tell me. Maybe I'll never know. But I'm okay with that. I don't need to. I'd rather not know than live in illusion, trying to convince myself I know something, wasting time. I live my life knowing what I know and knowing what I don't know. And
So what?
yeah,
So what? So what are you actually certain about then?
right now,
Yeah.
I'm certain that I'm thinking and I'm experiencing something, observing something. I'm observing things. And I have the ability to repeat the number three times. 333. I'm certain of that. I'm certain that it appears that I'm having a conversation with someone on a device that they've already put a word in a language to explain to me what it is. I'm for certain that I did apparently grab a glass of water and I'm about to take a sip of it.
Yes, nigga.
Sensory input and electrical impulses are telling me that there's a possibility that I'm either experiencing this realm y'all are calling Earth, or people say it's Earth, or I'm wearing some type of Oculus headset of virtual reality that's way more advanced than what we're able to understand about right now. And I'm convincing myself I'm having the experience. Or all of this is a memory and I'm going back through memory lane from some induced coma. I don't know, but I am certain that it appears that I'm having an experience. I'm certain of that.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
You have to actively think to assume that type of thought. So I'm actively thinking right now. That's why I say stuff like I can repeat the number three times, because I have to actively be thinking to be able to plan that and say that and show that. So that's the experience. Everything I'm seeing, I see a green light. I feel the floor beneath my feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm holding a phone. But all that is with my own observational point right now, centrally. That's just what it appears to be. All this could be an illusion. You could not exist. This could all be a part of a test, a simulation. I could be having a conversation with a computer program for all I know. But I'm for
Yeah,
certain that the conversation is taking place. That's how I live my life.
I can respect that. So you don't. So when you was like speaking like on CERN and that kind of different things, like what's your kind of background about like what the government is doing and shit like that? Like,
What the government is doing,
yeah,
I don't even care. That I'm so wrapped up in transformation, I don't have time to care what they're doing. I don't care.
I can respect that. I was just
I mean, I really
throwing it
do
out there.
not care what they're doing. Many people want to talk to me about the government. I'm the government. I govern my own brain. They should try it on for size. A lot of the things people waste their time worrying about whether or not the government going to, if they're the so-called government and they're technologically advanced as people say they are, or as technologically advanced as people say they are, and they have bioweapons and all this other stuff, and they want to kill you, they'll do it. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. They're going to kill you. If you say the government wants to kill you, they will. They've done it. So, okay, we need to be worried about the vaccine. Oh, no, you don't need to be worried about that. If they really want to get rid of the population, they just press buttons and release stuff into the air and kill you. If they really want to get rid of the population, they don't have to wait for you to get injected with something. They'll put it in the food and kill you. Or they want to kill us slowly. No, it ain't that they want to kill you slowly. It's that they profit off of certain things. They don't care how it affects you. And you decide what you want to eat. Nobody said you got to load up on processed foods. They got many other options. They don't want to kill you slowly. They want to profit because their way of profiting allows for them to survive. That's what they think about. That's what these corporations think about. You see, that's what Walmart thinks about, what Target thinks about. They just think about survival. They don't care whether or not it's poisoning you or killing you slowly, quote unquote. That's not their goal. Their goal is to make money. And when they figure out that they can make GMOs quickly or more quickly than they would be able to grow these fruits, then they don't care nothing about the cause or the effect of it. They just want to produce and capitalize off of the production. That's how they think. Why? Because they want to survive. So if a part of the propaganda and commercials keeps you buying their products and keeping the money circulating and the energy circulating, that's what they're doing. That's population control. Population control isn't they're killing everybody. Population control is they want to keep the population under control. Certain corporations. So corporations mean more to me than the word government. Businesses, you mean? Oh, they're just trying to survive. What are you doing?
Yeah, I respect that. You remind me a lot, like my brother. My brother kind of sharp. How you like you are, man. Like my brother really is the kind of person that's like how you respond and different things in that kind of nature. Like you know what I mean? It's how can I say it? The way that you put your words together when it comes to certain kind of things. Like I can respect that. You know what I mean? Like I have a really good relationship with him, so I like those kind of people, man. I like people that actually can make me think outside the box.
That's a fact. I see. And you got a
Yeah.
good question too.
Or so you know what I
On point.
mean? Yeah. So yeah, we dealing with the corporation of the United States of America, and
Okay.
the people here is exactly what you just said. So you know, my thing is, I'm more on the type time you on. Honestly, I don't even be giving a fuck, bro.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what the government doing. I care about what I'm doing and how it affects this world. I can't go against the government. It won't work. However, I can empower people to take on their own life, right, as their own. I can empower people or encourage people to not worry about that type of stuff. It's all fake propaganda. Propaganda. They're using props to push their agenda. This shit is not real. Spiritual community, they're propagandists. They keeping people in a state of falsified trauma, media-induced paranoia. This shit is not really happening how they say. We got to do this. We got to do that. The black people this. I mean, this shit is fattening their pockets and allowing your worry circuit to be fried in your brain. People are becoming paranoid out here, suffering from delusion and psychosis. People are losing it because of somebody they seen on the internet, trying to convince them that their trouble comes from some white man that exists in Ghostland. No, your trouble comes from you sitting on your couch watching a video about some white man that causes troubles for you in Ghostland. That's where your troubles come from. Get out
I
there
agree
and
with
go.
that because like I said the same thing like when it comes to like you know Black History Month, bro. Like when it comes to Black History Month, if this shit really happened, bro, this shit is not. When y'all talk about Black History Month, all they do is throw this shit in your faces about what happened. It's like having PTSD.
Yeah, give us a Black Future Month
Yeah, like
or
what the
shut the
fuck?
fuck up. Right?
Like yo,
Even
what the hell is
still,
up? Like every y'all give us a Black History fucking month to throw in our face about the things that y'all done to us for real.
you heard what I said? But that was a bar. I said they could give us Black Future Month or shut the fuck up. But the point is, even still, you got to deal with what black is. I don't care nothing about that Rosa Parks shit. That was her. She sat down. I don't give a fuck what she did. They been telling us I was in. Why you gotta keep reminding me she sat her ass down somewhere?
And
Oh,
then it's the same thing
remember
like
she
you
didn't
putting
move so other
it's
people
the
could
same
sit
thing
there.
that you put in a rap about Martin Luther King. I feel like her story bullshit too, because she was a part of the Freemasons or what's the girl side?
Eastern Stars.
Yeah,
I
bro.
listen.
Like,
I heard all that stuff. Look, check this out. All this shit is a waste of time. I told you, the L Black History was a shout out to the Moors. I got a song called Dungeon Cries, a shout out to the Christians. I do different songs shouting out. I didn't even know L Black History was going to go as big as it got. There's over 500,000 views on that music video. I didn't know that was going to happen. My point was to reach out to the Moors and tell them, hey, the fight is still on. I know what they got going on and I support them.
yeah.
So what? That's just still bullshit. End of the day, it's a lot of people walking around with sand buckets on their head, and they shit changed.
Yeah.
That's the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
Niggas getting snatched out their car, screaming at the top of their lungs, I'm a national, I'm a sovereign. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's a
Niggas
fact.
wasting time instead of dealing with what we could really deal with. I don't need you in uniform. I need you in uniform. We don't need uniform. We need uniform. We need to all get in one form, one formation. All this other, what is the uniformation? Everybody's want information, isn't it? Where's the uniformation? Where everybody can say we finally electrified and unified the Black nationalist movement, meaning bringing people who were dead to life. And then can we stop acting like this is all about melanin dominant people? This is Earth. This is hell. Can we look at them people who got melanin recessive genes and see them and say they might got struggles too?
Yeah.
They gotta feed their family too.
I just had a conversation with this girl, you know, she's from the mud, white chick or whatever. You know, I just told her the same thing, bro. Like, man, fuck it, bro. If this is what it was, we always fucking lie too.
Even if, and I'm with you on that. Even if they have histories that's fucked up. Point is, everybody do. What we dealing with right now. So they playing this black activist game. I'm not playing them games with them. They don't care nothing about people. They care about themselves. Let me tell you how I know. Look, if I was full of shit, I'd be rich. Don't let that go over your head. With a mind like mine, if I was full of shit, I'd be one of the richest motherfuckers on the planet right now. Because
I know what you mean. Meaning if you was a cop out.
I mean, if I was full of shit, like, don't care nothing about people but myself. But I'm going to put on. I'm going to put on like I care about people. I'm going to get rich. Watch. I'm going to have me a car. I'm going to have me this. I'm going to have cars. I'm going to have houses. I'm going to be flying over the world. I'm going to be preaching about wealth and can't be woke and broke and da-da-da-da. All the while I'm just on a product trip. Man, I'll be out this motherfucker balling. And then everybody be putting me up on this Mount Rushmore like I'm saving the world. When in all actuality, I'm wasting their time. I'm not no leader. I'm a businessman. I came here to get some money and that's it. And now I done got myself in some shit because instead of just getting my money and shutting the fuck up, now I got to make myself look like some type of creator of the cosmos. So now I got to live up to that. So I got to keep going with more shit and just keep saying more shit. The longer that money keep coming. And niggas find out they can get money off of a YouTube video. Shit, nigga, I'm going to say anything now. I'm going to try to make it seem like I'm the Malcolm X of spirituality now.
So that girl that you just posted and she supposed to be doing that the ancient language class. What's that about?
It's about the ancient language class. Is exactly what it is. That's my wife you talking about. Her name is Asya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she speaks the language. She's been teaching the language for years. Going on 2 years now. I think 2 years, but 2023, around 2023. It's going around that time. But yeah, it's actual language that Dr. Melakazi Yor introduced. It's called Mispatia. It's supposed to be a language that was being spoken beyond the planet. So somebody asked and said, how do we know this is the real language? I said, you gotta test it. You have to learn it and see. It ain't the only language he introduced. He introduced Nuwapic. He introduced a lot of languages. You have to put it to the test. Just because he said that don't mean it's true. However,
I'm starting to catch your drift a little bit too, boy. Because I'm starting to pick up on kind of certain things. You watch certain things that you say too.
Yeah, like what? Like explain.
We on the internet, right? That's like, you know, if I was on this bitch and you know, I know you're a big time drug dealer, right? But you know, I'm trying to really catch a play with you. But we on the net, we really talking, and I'm trying to catch a play. I'm not going to say to you, hey, yo, bro, let me get this pound of weed right directly out. I'm going to talk cool.
Okay.
And I kind of get that kind of drift from you. Like the more you talk, it's like that's what I get. Like certain things you just saying, like you gotta be careful about what you saying out your mouth,
That's a fact.
cause you being watched.
That's a fact. There's also responsibility of not just saying anything because you know how people accept what you say, even if you say don't.
Yeah.
Is responsibility of an actual teacher. You see, so even if I know something, I know that just because I know it, that doesn't make you knowledgeable of it.
That's the
So yeah,
same.
I'll speak a certain way.
That's that that was a part of Islam too. The one that has knowledge isn't the one that argues about having the most knowledge. It's about how you deliver the knowledge. It's
Right.
not, you know what I mean? It's like you just said earlier. It's not about the person and the image. It's not about the who the messenger is. It's about the message. You see what I'm
You
saying?
said that.
Certain things that you kind of saying to me, it makes sense. And it's like, at first I wasn't catching it. At first I really wasn't catching it, but I am now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I kind of thought you were spinning me in circles for at first, but I'm starting. I get it.
I answer all your questions. So even when you ask about the language, I say, yeah, that's something Dr. Melikazi introduced. That's the truth. I'm not speaking in cold and lying.
No,
I'm
no,
telling you
no,
the
no, no, no,
truth.
no. I get it. But what I mean is, it's like this. It's what she says in her video, because I watched her video too, and about the language and about the course or whatever, about how why is it the purpose of teaching this ancient language. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why I said what I said to you is, as far as like being careful, is because at the end of the day, certain things that you have knowledge of, you just can't. You got to be careful how you putting it out.
Yeah.
I know it's just like watching Kanye, bro. It's like watching a motherfucker that's famous, bro. Like at one point, bro, I wanted to be famous. Then I realized, man, like, bro, like, man, that shit ain't all of what it's cracked up to be.
I just was talking about that today.
Like, bro, that shit ain't what it's all cracked up to be, bro. Like, yeah, you get the money and all that. Like Suki grew up. I live in Delaware. Like Suki grew up here. I know that bitch. Like, literally went to parties with that bitch. Like, was on the block with that bitch. Like, you see what I'm saying? So, like, you just watching certain shit, how certain motherfuckers move and certain things like that.
Right.
You have to truly be careful about certain things that you say. Even like that's like me talking about reptiles, and you know what I mean. Yeah, you answer my question, but at the same time, you can't directly say, yeah, bro, this is what it was. You see what I'm saying? Like certain things you can't just expose it too openly.
Right.
Yeah. So, man, bro, I definitely appreciate your time, man, and you know, at the end of the day, like when you get on here, I'm definitely gonna be wanting to tap in more. Definitely want to
Just
tap in.
comment. I'll see you.
Yeah, bro, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Keep up on your journey, and like I said, it's all about pushing the right message, yo. So you know what I mean? I'll be waiting for your book, and if you ever got time, DM me some books, man. Certain things, that helped you out on your journey.
Go to 1440 Ty. You know what that is?
Nah.
Type in 1440 TAH. Go to his bio. I think he got the books in his bio. It's like a whole bunch of books from Dr. Melikazi York. That's where I can start you. The best way I can start you. Go get them books. They free. You know what I'm saying? And
And you
also,
say his name, I'm gonna copy it. So when I end this live, I can still have it on my copy. I can just paste it.
somebody just commented it. 1440 Ty. Yeah, go get them books. They for free. It's like 400 some books, maybe 500 books. I mean, but
T
you can
A
look
A. You said TA what?
TAH.
All right, bet.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? You might find something in there that's like it jumps out at you, catches your attention, and then you say, okay, I want to look into this and see that. I can't tell you where to start. Look
Okay.
at what catch your attention. Other than that, go to Dr. York teachings on YouTube. And when you go on a rest, like when you chilling, even when you smoking, whatever you're doing, vibe out and listen to the teachings. Oh, he got a lot of Islamic teachings. That's right up the alley.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to be able to clear your mind because he go straight for the jugular. But he was in Islam as Imam Isa, not no person, just a Muslim talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he got a lot of books on Islam and a lot of teachings on Islam. Them some very powerful teachings. So you look up Imam Isa, ISA, Imam Isa, or Dr. York Islam on YouTube, Dr. York Islam teaching, man, and just listen. And then go up the ladder from there.
Why you like him so much?
It's not a like a I've searched to see you know, if you can understand what I'm about to say, I've tried to prove him wrong. I've tried. I've tried to go and search and see. I mean, hell no. Let me see if this. No. I mean, I looked. I looked all over this. I've gone through our history, as they call black people. I've gone through Caucasoid history. I've gone all over this bitch and can't find nobody that's on his level, that has his amount of production, that's done the things he's been able to do, that's in the position that he's in and still been able to produce and still put out. I found nobody in history who was on his level. And I've been looking, and then I came out to the country community and I said, y'all tell me one person that's on his level. So nigga, I looked.
Yeah, I see a lot of people talk about Dr. Malachi's work. I see it. And
yeah,
like I
now,
told you, bro, I'm still fresh, man. Like, you know, you just gotta be careful of what you intake. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it's like I said, at the end of the day, it's about what you intake. But I
But
have
look,
a
there's
problem.
one more thing I need to tell you about it.
Uh,
I grew up in it. So my parents used to be around Dr. Malachi York. My mom was on the land, Tamaray. She used to be in the classes. And my father used to walk with him in the Ansarullah Law days when he was out in Brooklyn, Bushwick Avenue. My father was out there with him. So
oh yeah,
I
that's what
was
you were saying
born.
in the beginning. That he was saying that you were his son, right? Or you
Yeah,
lying saying that you were his son?
he said I was saying that Dr. York is my dad. I never said that. That's another lie. I put that in the book. That's just a lie. That didn't even know, you know. But if you saying that you getting your information from the ethers, you can't get that wrong. I just show people like, look, reason why I don't talk about this, I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't talk to give a fuck. But what I'm doing is I'm showing care for the people who following him. They get an opportunity every time I address it to just look. I said, see, you see that? That's somebody behind that curtain. That ain't no real wizard. If they still want to go to the Wizard of Oz after that, what I'm gonna do? But I never said I was Dr. York's son. Dr. York would say I'm his son before I would say it. I never said I was his son. My father's name is Bodie, Fred Bodie. I've known that my whole life. What will be the purpose of me coming out and saying Dr. York's my dad? That's coming from a mind of somebody that's thinking I would need to try to attach myself biologically to Dr. York to get shine. I've shined my whole life. You see?
Yeah.
I didn't need to extract shine from the master teacher. And then he lied and said, I'm using Dr. York to get people to my music. No, I'm using my music to get people to Dr. York. I mean, everything he's saying is a lie. My music is to get people to the information. 99% of the people won't even pick up on the thing that you picked up on to be able to say, I see you be speaking in code. Yeah, most people don't even hear that. They're not listening for that.
Hey man, I certain motherfuckers, bro. I'm older, so that's number one. Like that's number one, and
What do you
number
mean by
two
older?
is
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay, I'm 27.
Yeah, like I'm 35, but like I said, bro, I come from that. So you know what I mean. Like certain things, you got motherfuckers that still in the streets, and motherfuckers think that they street. Like you thinking I was a little different kind of street nigga. You know what I mean? I grew up, I was in the streets, but nigga, I still work. So, you know what I mean? Meaning I got different kind of backgrounds and certain shit you just pick up on, man, when you go through certain things in life, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Certain things you just pick up on. And, you know,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, like, and that be the problem with certain kind of people. Because it's like the same thing with Dr. Sabi. You gotta be careful, bro. Like, you can see certain shit. Like, you can see certain stories be bullshit, bro. You just know it's bullshit. And you know what I mean? And certain motherfuckers ain't gonna be able to believe that shit. Like people getting sacrificed and all that shit. Certain people don't, and some people don't. But you really know bullshit when you see it.
Yep.
You know bullshit when you see it, man.
Yep.
So you know, like I said, bro, I'm gonna take my time out. Already to follow you, and like I said, I like your message. So at the end of the day, I want to stay in touch.
That's a bet. I'm one
All
of the
right,
ones you
John.
can do that with. I say walk with me. Some people walk with me in person and they don't seen, experienced, and heard things that I ain't been able to come out here and talk about. But I'll be able to speak to them on certain levels in person. But that means that they done made it to that degree. This shit is real. And if you can look, I tell people they don't understand. I'm not trying to be nothing. What I am, I was programmed to be. It ain't, you know what I mean? It ain't just them disagreeables or negative beings that can program. Agreeables can program you too. For the people who Christian, God can program you too, not just the devil. You see, I was programmed to be this. I was raised like this. Both of my parents come from this, actually. You see, and when they got together, it only took one time, and I was conceived. And from that moment on, my life was ordered. My steps in life are ordered. And now I'm growing up, proving what I said back then when I was 5. When I told my mama when we lost our land, when they came and took the land from Dr. York and destroyed it in 2005, I said, I'm going to fight. And I've been fighting ever since. Never let go of the rope. So there's nothing that anybody can tell me. I'm not doing it for them. You see, what I'm doing it for is for people to look at it and say, look, you got an opportunity. You're going to choose these people out here playing you, or you're going to choose the true light. I'm going to lead you to you. Even when you find Malachi, he going to lead you to you. These people want you to follow them. That's how they survive. They're leeches. They need your energy. They need your attention. I don't need any of that. Your attention helps you. When you look in this direction, you find the true light that help you. How people picking their whole life up and ain't nobody crashing out. People picking their whole life up because they done found phase 1. And I ain't sending nobody off into the distance because you a Caucasian. Or, you know what I mean? I ain't bashing nobody because you think you this, you think you that. No, you find the true light. I'm going to lead you to the master teacher who showed me the true light. And if you tell me I don't need to look in that direction, then you need to find me another direction to look in other than just saying, oh, look at yourself. Because everybody that gets to the point of looking at themselves, they still got to be led to that point. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So some stuff I don't teach on the internet. Some stuff I can't say publicly because even if you do, it's like before people can even understand it, you be done said it, and now you crazy. You crazy for life. They gonna only think you're crazy now. So I can't do that. I have to walk people through piece by piece, step by step. I have to deal with it. People that literally do not exist on any type of spectrum from the degrees I'm coming from. I have to let people hear people say, you an agent, you know, you this, you a hater, you all this other stuff. And they just choosing not to exist because they ain't gonna be a part of the story. I have to endure that, and I will endure that. I have to deal with people trying to ostracize me and put me off to the side. And people getting upset with me with responding to lies. They get mad. Say, why you doing all that? Why you didn't ask Rashad Jamal why he was tearing people down? He put all them people on there. Some people actually looked up to him and supported him. And he put them on there, bashing them. Why y'all didn't say, yo, you causing division? Why y'all didn't hold him accountable for actually doing what you're saying I'm doing? When all I'm doing is saying, listen, these people are wasting your time and they don't have no work to show. At least have some work. that I can go and look into and find out about. You can ask me about books. I can send you to 500 plus books that Dr. York wrote right now, where you can go and find out all this stuff they're speaking about in great detail. You don't gotta wait and sit and watch their videos to be misinformed. You don't have to. But when people upset with me, say it ain't about the messenger, it's about the message. I hear you say it, they say it a different way. And then I say, what's the message? They get quiet. I say, you see, this is why you need guidance. And you didn't have guidance. The moment Dr. Malachi York disappeared, that was it. You haven't had guidance. And if you didn't know to find what other information, if you didn't find it, it didn't find you, ain't nothing out here guiding. However, somebody who came from Dr. Malachi York's orientation has been out here guiding people to guidance. And they're trying to shut me down because, watch this. Phase 1 blows up, because I ain't even blew up yet. Phase 1 blows up. That whole spiritual community is toppled because everything they pushing is lies and fallacy. It ain't just them. The political community, I go for them. Not just them. The music industry, I go for them. Not just them. The religious communities, I go for them. But I have to do things strategically. And I'm not trying to hurt nobody. That's not what my goal is. However, sometimes you got to pull that sword and remind people, you know, I got one of these, right? Stand down. That's all this is. And then people can decide however they want to move forward from there. So some people been around, they'll see me. I say, look, what you want to know about this? You ready to know about the unseen realm? I'm going to show you. Y'all stand in this circle right here. I'm going to show you the unseen realm. And then I'll do certain things. And they'll see it. They tripping out in the yard. And I'm like, see? But you thought you knew what this was. You were trying to figure it out logically. How you going to walk with us and you don't even know where we walking from? They say, okay, Phage, explain it on the internet. I can't explain that on the internet. Because they going to classify you crazy before you even get the degrees out. You don't know what I have. However, if you can just do like I told you, walk with me, I'll show you certain stuff. People get on here sometimes, we might be talking about somebody. Sometimes we're talking about a degree. Sometimes we're going over Christianity, Islam. Sometimes we're going over science. You never know, but you got to be walking.
Respect.
Simple.
Yeah,
you want to learn about extraterrestrials? I'll show you them. But you got to get there. You want to learn about UFOs? I'll show you. I'll show you them. But you got to get there. A lot of people don't make it. They just be, you know, they think I'm just on the internet trying to get a congregation of people. I would love to be able to show you what I know. Because those who know, don't tell. Those who tell, don't know. I would love to be able to show you. I can show you better than I can tell you, but you got to be able to get there. You got to be around me to know what telepathy is. Or just think the people out there know what they're talking about. You got to be around me to be able to see that I walk with 18 beings. Or let them people out there try to convince you that they know what they're talking about. You got to be around me to be able to show you. I can show you that the realm speaks to you at all times. How? Not just by reading stuff around. I can show you what's coming based off of looking what's around me. People been around me and heard me say certain things. I say, what's up with that? I keep hearing the word smoke. It's about to be a wildfire. 2 days later, it's a LA wildfire on my whole soul. But what you want me to do? What you want me to do? You want me to call myself a prophet so that you can think you done figured me out? I'm not in none of your stories. You haven't figured me out. You can't figure me out. I'm an event. What are you going to do this time? You want to know what else? You on this, you having a conversation with me off of a comment you left. You have to bear witness. You got to bear witness that, nah, man, all I said was So you saying Rashad, you saying Jamal lying? He pulled me up and he talked to me. The nigga don't know me from a can of paint.
Yeah.
You see? Don't say people can't question me. I said, I ain't even gonna block you. I don't even sense that you on bullshit. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. It's how you approach us. I'm a master. I look for people who saying they want to elevate and I put them to the test. And eventually I'll be gone. And then it's gonna be on you. And if you're gonna decide to have children, it's gonna be on them. And if they decide to have children, it's gonna be on them. This only happens every now and again. You have a now and you have it again that comes with that now. So you'll have a Jesus and then you'll have a spirit of truth. You'll have a messenger and then you'll have messenger of that messenger. Who that being doesn't come to speak of himself. He ain't trying to get no followers. He's coming speaking of that which predates him. I don't have the keys to the stargates. That's not my job. So if you looking at me, you ain't getting nowhere out of here. However, someone is said to have them. So you got to get there. How I know it's me? How do I know you have to get there. You testing all this other bullshit out here. Why don't you test right knowledge?
Yeah, because I know goddamn well if all the shit people talk about, and if I had a motherfucker that can show me that shit show me, nigga.
And look, let me tell you this. I just showed you. Because in this conversation, your life changed. Not because of me. Because it was time. I just showed you. And then life gonna get busy for you. That's gonna be a part of your test. Where will you be? Let me tell you something. So you'll know this is reality. For you individually, you will never pay for anything. Nothing. Anything I'm doing, what's your name?
My
Let me
name is
see it.
Sack.
2Real302. Anything I'm doing, any book I drop, any show that I'm doing, any link that I got, it don't matter what it is. You individually, only you never pay for anything. That way, you'll understand. I'm not trying to recruit you as no person to purchase. You never pay for nothing. Right?
Yeah.
Just keep walking. If you for real, I'll see you there. I'll see you. And you're gonna remember the conversation. Say, man, you said that. That's if you real. You ain't gotta pay for nothing. You get there, you might see me put up a telegram, say, yo, it's me. Da da da. I'll remember, I'll never forget no name, no face, let anybody tell you. I'll never forget. I'm gonna send it to you. And you might end up at one of my events. And you're gonna see me. It's gonna be different, but it's like, hey, meaning like you ain't gonna really understand what you be holding at first. But I'm gonna go right to you and say, remember I told you this? You for real? Now watch this. You see, that's real life because some people met me that way. And then I say, yo, stand with me real quick. Let me show you something. Wait, what am I waiting on? You don't know it yet, but just watch. And then something happened. Boom. And then I go in character mode. Yeah, this, da, da, da. And then something else happened. Boom. I said, remember I told you this is going to happen? Yeah, you did say that. All right, what'd you get from that? You see, that's what I'm saying. So now I put something in your hand. Say, look, hold this. What do you want me to do with it? Read it. And then come back to me, let me know what you think about that. While everybody else playing these games, some people have been walking with me and they seeing certain stuff. So, okay, let me give you an example. A lot of people talk about the green light. I've shown people the green light in real time. And the green light, you got to study and go Surah 18, Al-Kahf, and read about Khidr, Al-Khidr, the green one. Right? And then look for a book called Where the Two Seas Meet. It's speaking about Al-Musa, Nabi Musa, and Al-Khidr. Okay?
I know about the two other two seeds that meet but don't mix.
Boom. Or if you look for the book, Where the Two Seas Meet, because I know what you're talking about. It's not just a straight. There's a conversation about a straight, but there's a actual book speaking about the occurrence of Moses having to learn from El Khidir, the green one, not the red one. It's two different lights. It's an amber light or red light, or ember light is a sacred word. Ember meaning fire. Those were the fiery beings. You know this, like jinn. Those who smoke this fire, like Iblis said, I'm made of fire, not clay. Why should I bow down or prostrate to Adam? Okay, remember Allah was saying, you are of the lowly, get down from it. Since you don't want to prostrate, you're being cast into the earth plane.
Yeah.
Okay, so the fiery beings let their essence spread, the essence of destruction, lust, all the temptations, sleep, the spell of Kingu, Leviathan, all of that is the essence of the lesser light beings. And then you have the electrified ones, or the emerald green beings. Their glow is more sped up. They operate from a different plane. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So the green light, if you go look up the Dr. York images, you'll see the green light around him and the green light around a craft that follows him throughout all his images. He was saying that he's channeling here, similar to the Jesus story, when Jesus was dropped off in the birthplace of Bethlehem. Okay, the house of the flesh, or the house of the bread. The bread is the flesh. Beth is saying the house, and Lechem is saying flesh. The house where the flesh was. That was where the body was. And then the spirit, or the craft that hovered over the birthplace that the wise men had to follow to get there, that was what you call a UFO or a chariot, where they had the actual being of, or the body of Jesus, and that being channeled, like they show you in the movie Avatar, where they can take the consciousness out of a being and channel it to another place. That being channeled in as who you think to be Jesus. Jesus was never the body that you saw. You see? But he came in the flesh, or in the personage. But that's not who he is. That's why he said, even before Abraham, I was. If he was before Abraham, and how he come out of Mary's belly, he wasn't the flesh. He came in the flesh. It's a very key word. My point being that green light is a sign to all of the elect that the masters are present and giving you the opportunity, like we gave Enoch, Idris, the opportunity to walk with the masters, like we gave Elijah, the opportunity to walk with the masters in real time. Or keep playing these games. We hear what you say. You say, I want to wake up. I want to know who the angels are. I want to know who this. I want to know who that. And now the tests come. Do you really? Because what you're going to learn is you might find out your mama a devil. What you're going to learn is you might find out your husband is a jinn. You said you wanted to open your eye. Now don't close them now. What you're going to learn is that friend group ain't your friends. They're trying to set you up to be destroyed and trapped. What you're going to learn is this person that you got to go all the way across the city to meet with, they're going to have you on a whole different journey for the next 5 years, but that's going to end up being your wife. You don't like them now because they ain't your type, but you haven't met them when we met them 5 years from now. You don't know the code. But certain ones have the ability to see the code. We don't want you to believe us as a waste of time. Just put us to the test. We'll let you. All right, you done? Okay, now let us put you to the test. They've been putting me to the test since I can remember, and I'm still here. I was okay. When y'all gonna stop playing? Say you want to know who Malachi is? Oh, for real? Okay, I remember you said that. I'll be back in 3 years. You don't even know I'm coming. I'll be back in 3 years. I remember you. Yeah. It's somebody that they don't play again. And I don't forget nothing because we watching this whole game. Somebody was trying to tell me that someone was supposed to be the Nuwabi in Christ. That they supposed to be the successor of Dr. Malachi York. I said, oh, okay. Who is it? They showed me what it is. I said, yeah, he full of it. Man, you always jumping to conclusions saying that. Man, you don't know what it is. Da, 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 da. You should join. You should talk to him. I said, that's going to be a waste of time. But they wanted me to play little human games. I still didn't go. He went to join a little Zoom call, talked to the dude, came back and said, man, you was right, man. He was full of shit. I should have came at you like that, da, 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 da. I left them there. They had a meeting on Stone Mountain, this conscious community people. I went out there. I didn't even tell nobody I was going. I just went out there. I walked around all throughout their crowd. Every time people see me, yo, peace, peace, man. Yo, it's a face. In the flesh. What? I was walking around. Peace, peace. I had 3
I've been
sisters
hearing a
with me.
lot about I've been hearing a lot about the Book of Enoch, man.
You should read the Book of Enoch, the books of Enoch. Read the Holy Tablets by Dr. York and read the Secrets of Adapha. The Holy Tablets, you can find it on PDF, Described, SCRIBD, scribed.com. Read the Secrets of Adapha chapter. Read the books of Enoch, because it's not just one book, it's 3 books.
Who's
So read them.
Who's Adapha? Enoch?
Yeah. It's like saying Enoch.
Hey, bro, I mean, I know you got a lot of followers. Can you DM me some of that stuff, please?
What you mean by that when you say I got a lot of followers?
I mean, a lot of people like you you know what I mean, that follow you. So, I mean, they ask you, you know what I mean, out of, you know, you got the end of 700 people that you follow. Like, can you take out of your personal time and send me some things?
Just message me.
All right, bet.
Yeah, that's another thing you have to understand. Like, people be seeing messages, bro. They just be trying to ego people. Now, sometimes you can't really respond to all that stuff. I get a lot of messages daily, but stuff like that, you'll still see it. But people just be like trying to, like, you know, they try to collect DMs and stuff. I just want to throw that out there. Like, it's not what y'all think. When you get a lot of followers, you do get a lot of messages, but you be seeing all of it. If you see how quick it is to scroll through some comments, that's just as quick as it is to see all the messages. You just can't respond to all of it. But yeah, message me. I'll get to you. The point I was saying to you is the sisters was able to see, the sisters that was around me were able to see the green light in real time. And it was in the sky. And it lit up the whole bottom of the sky, emerald green, in the middle of a so-called storm that was causing whirlwinds and shut the power off. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that that people are able to see. But they also got to witness me talking to my dad, where I said, yo, Pops, what's up with the green light? Why I've been seeing the green light in the sky recently? He said, that means Yanun is with you. Yanun is the master teacher. That's what I was taught growing up, and that's who Dr. Malachi York was said to have been transmitting. Now, it would be just what I was taught if I didn't have personal experiences. You get what I'm saying?
What's you said this trans man who? Yeah,
Yanun. You go listen to Dr. York, Who and What Are You on YouTube. Dr. York, Who and What Are You? He explains about that. He was saying Yanun is someone who is an intergalactic teacher that channels in and out of here at different times to help wake the people that are in this planet up in time. Those who have the ability to do so. Do what? Wake up. You see? Now, again, you just hearing this. Like you said, you can't just take my word for it. I've been hearing about Yanun and the green light since I was younger. It took until last year, I never saw the green light. Other than if I went to my aunt's store, she had a green light in her store. You go to certain places where the bookstores were, they had green. I never saw the actual green light personally until one day I was walking in the house. It's storming outside, regular lightning, blue, white, blue, white, and then something happened. It was 2 green flashes that lit up green, emerald green, and it shook me up. I said, yo. And from then on, I would look for it. And I would see the green flashes. So I asked my dad, I said, what does that mean? He said, that means Yanun is with you. The master Yanun is communicating with you. And he told me about his experience. My aunt told me about her experience, but she was supposed to be having a showdown with Malachi on the land, Tamaray, because she was cool with the master. So they'd be having a showdown where they were going to, go against each other with the information and all that. And then it's a long story short because some of the stuff I ain't really at liberty to speak on. Long story short, a green light flashed from out of the sky and lit up her whole car. And it stormed on the land that day. And the statue Isis got struck by lightning. And that was the showdown. They never actually did a person-to-person showdown. It all happened differently than what she would have expected. But a green light shined down from where? I don't know. But it shined down into her car. And she said her whole car lit up green. And then lightning struck the statue Isis. And the storm rolled out over the land. Everybody had to pack up. You see? So I didn't have that experience. However, I had the experience with a green light. So I can't say she's lying. And I have to lean more toward the possibility of it being true because I experienced it myself, but not till last year. So after that shit happened, I asked my dad that same night. This was the 25th of June. Dr. Malachi's York birthday is the 26th of June. So on the night of the 25th of June, I was talking to my dad on the phone about the green light. He said, yo, that means Yanun is with you. I had a green lightning experience with him. And, woo. Okay, cool. So I go down to one of the buildings that's in Decatur because they do a drumming ceremony to bring in Dr. York's birthday. It's called the Zed Fest or Savior's Day, right? And my dad said, yo, don't stay out there too long. And I think he said, what he said? He said, 10 o'clock, it's too late. Something like that. So whatever he said, 1 a.m., I think he said 1 a.m. Whatever he said, he gave me a time. I can't remember the time. He said 1 a.m. is too late, I think. And it was around 10 p.m. So he might have said that 1 a.m. is too late. But I started hearing gunshots in my brain and something was going to happen while I was out there. So I left anyway. So when we leave, there's a cloud of lightning that keep following us, meaning everywhere we going, it keep appearing as if it's right above us. I'm like, that's weird. But it's not green lightning. It's just regular lightning. So I get out of the car, I film it. And then we get back in the car and we head to the house. We head to the house. I stand in my driveway. I go live. The live is on my YouTube. It's called Come and See. I go live and I record. All you see is flash, 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 flash. No thunder, no rain. Just flash, 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 all in one spot. And I'm recording it. And then after a while, I start seeing pink, and then I saw purple, and then I saw green. And I said, see, I knew to go live. I knew y'all was going to see it. I said, y'all see it? Some people started saying they were seeing the green flashes. I said, the flashes is green. Interestingly enough, I went back and looked at the video. Ain't no green flashes. No green flashes, but you can see people in the comments saying they see green. So I know what the fuck I was seeing. I don't need the internet to tell me that's what I saw, but that ain't even the end of it. So I'm like, what the? I'm seeing the green, and every time, after a while, the intensity increased. Every time it would flash, my knees got weak, and I'm like, what's happening? And then it flash again, and the green, and my knees get weak, and then there was a green that was so green, I fell, I collapsed, and I screamed out. All of it on live. And there were 3 sisters there to observe it, but they never saw the green light at that point. You get what I'm saying so far?
Yeah.
They never saw it because I'm now laying on my back, still holding my phone, pointing it up because I think I'm letting the world see what the fuck I'm seeing. They ain't gonna see shit if they go to that video. I said, only we can see the green light. I said, I told y'all, look, it's real. The green, I'm kicking my feet. I feel like a child. I said, only we can see the green light. And I'm like, y'all see it? And I'm trying to figure out why they not saying nothing. They told me later because at that point they hadn't seen it. So then the wind picked up. Oh, I forgot about this. I said, I can go home. Hold on, man. I'm playing. I got to show you. Because I keep what? I keep receipts. I said, damn, shit, right here. This wasn't planned because I was talking to my dad hours before any type of lightning or anything, asking him, what's up with the green flashes? Let me show you. I said, come and see. I think that's what I called it, come and see. Because that's what I was telling people to do. I like, come and see. I wanted them to see it. I didn't know they had it cloaked so that when you go and look at the video, you don't see green light. Now, how you gonna make that make sense for me? How they do that? So watch. This is 7 months ago, right? You see that?
Yeah.
606 views. Ain't no huge thing. Everybody ain't see it. Come and see this one of the live archive page. Let's see where it's at. A different tale. Oh no, this ain't the one. It was another one. Is it that one? Oh yeah, I think it is this one. It's early in the beginning. So you see that? All right. I went live. All you see is that. Flash, 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 flash. All right. So I'm gonna skip ahead. I done skipped 3 minutes ahead.
Look like purple.
Yep. You see that? It's
Bro.
going crazy.
Nah, that shit did look green, bro.
You know
Right
what?
there.
What's
That's
so crazy is I'm seeing green now. Man, what the fuck? I watched this shit with a fine-tooth comb and I couldn't see green. But now I'm looking at it.
purple.
So this went on for a while. But you see how that shit picking up like that, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna see how I can. Oh yeah, it's when I started doing. I forgot about all this shit. Man, I just be chilling. I be forgetting how much stuff I done shown people. And when I started doing the breathing call, that's when it started.
Oh, you got the comments on there too.
Yeah, you can see. That started happening.
What, like, different colors got different meanings?
Huh?
What, the different colors got different meanings?
Well, yeah, but the green is what you get the master speaking. I'm gonna show you. Watch.
Blue, purple, green.
Yeah, I just saw that. That was another green. When I start doing that, that's when the shit started getting crazy.
Purple. It look like a fucking galactic war that you just can't see. What they call that shit? Chemtrails, right, bro?
You said what?
Chemtrails.
Huh?
Chemtrails, like with the clouds and shit. It look like a fucking war that's going on up there, bro. That shit crazy.
Yeah, I was told about that too. That sometime when you're looking at that, but that's when it start picking up. Watch. Man, I feel like I was being pulled out my body.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
You see? Okay, now I got to go back to see what the hell that was. I got to slow that down. But I remember that, like I said, I screamed out, but I was standing up. I'm slowing it down to try to see, like, what was it that was actually there, if anything shows up.
That's you
That
screaming?
that green right before the yellow, it looked like it was a yellow. I think it had to be that. Cause what else would have been the reason? I don't see. It looked like it could be green, but it's not picking up. Yep, it was that. Why is it not picking up though? It's in there. That's why. I can see it, but it's behind it. Yep, that shit was real. And when I fell, I'm gonna put it at normal speed. I fell and kept recording. Huh. And then I kept recording because you don't want to be crazy. After a while, it cut off and it's merged into another live. The point is, I had to go back and get the testimony from the other sisters. You can go to the Phase One Live archive page yourself. Thing is, that shadow that night, after what you saw, the wind started picking up, and there was something above the house. Something what I don't know, glowing behind the clouds, circular. It looked like at the bottom of a what you call it, a basket, right, with some type of glow. The wind picked up and knocked down. We had made a basketball goal out of